And we live.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the last episode of Cocktails and Combos in 2020. 2020 has been, I guess, it would be an understatement to call it anything less than a shitty year for most of us. So I guess today we are just going to count down some of the things that happened this year and just keep it light and fun and look forward to going into 2021. So,
as we have some technical difficulties, y'all.
Every time.
Goddamn tech.
Every watching TV. Every on this thing. Every watching soap operas on that damn thing. Keep watching novellas. Watching her novellas, girl. So number 10 on the list is one that it was just kind of, it really doesn't have anything to do with a whole lot of anything, but it was just, to me, it was kind of something interesting because I had never heard of this happening. But Meghan Markle and Prince Harry quit the royal family back in January. Yeah. So they no longer are royalty. What do you guys think about that?
I think that was a personal move. You know, they are more of a newer generation, you know, versus how their older group was. You know, they were meant to be in royalty and want that love and praise. But you have to think about as far as he grew up in that whole lifestyle, but she didn't.
Right.
So that might be something to where I feel like he was probably compromising with her and didn't want their life in the limelight.
That's a big compromise. What were you gonna say, Kev?
I was gonna say Megan got some good box
It's gotta be.
anybody that's gonna leave royalty to just go make it happen.
He wasn't gonna be the next in line to be the king.
That's true.
Yeah, but you still was set. And you just gonna
He's
denounce
still
it.
set.
He's still set. What the moon doing?
Grandma got him. Grandma got him.
No, I think what he did was, to Cidra's point, it was a personal move. I don't think that she had such an impact on it. It was because of how they treated his mama.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
Right.
point.
That's really what it was.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
would
I
have
can see
possibly, I wouldn't see why he would leave. But the way they did his mom, he didn't like this.
With Princess Diana.
Princess Diana.
Like, they treated her horribly.
After her,
the family.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they treated her horribly.
especially after the death. I mean, they made her just seem like she was just a complete drunk all the time.
Yes.
So I mean, now with that being the case, though, do you think he's doing that to protect Megan from that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now, how do you protect someone if you leave them from under that umbrella? Like you was on your own now.
That is true. And I guess I thought about that, something similar to that, because now that they're gone, like, what do they do?
Shit, live rich, go have fun.
Because they're still
Make
very wealthy.
babies.
Yeah.
She's still working. You know
Well,
what I
okay,
mean?
so
She's still
I
wealthy,
heard somewhere too that they ended up having to pay back a lot of that money that they used from like the taxes to fix up their house once they left. Now they have to pay all that money back. So it's like, what's their job?
They probably be like this.
But she's still acting though, I believe.
Grandma got me.
I've seen her in some shows.
Grandma got
She
me.
is
Like
still doing
residual
some
shows
things.
or old shows?
She's still doing some like offset things.
She was on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, she's an actress.
I don't know if I want to go be on Power. If I was
That was the royal
the
princess.
Yeah, she's not going to do no more.
Yeah. I don't see that. That just seems
Put
like
me on
such a-
CNBC, you know?
Put me back in the castle. We didn't talk about this. Put me back in the
That
castle.
just seems like such a step down. Okay, so number 9 on the list. Number 9 is the one that wrecked all of our lives, was when the World Health Organization announced that COVID-19 was happening. Which I think in the beginning, this was back in January when it was announced, but I don't think anybody really took it seriously until March.
It was really announced in December.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
November,
Oh, was
December.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They talked about it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it until
Right.
January.
Right, that's after everybody dumped their stocks. I'm like, okay, hey, guess what? Guess what's coming?
It was like lowly talked about. Like it wasn't big as day. So
They said that a man had ate a bat.
Yes, they did.
Is that what really
They said
happened?
he ate a bat.
No, they did.
That's what they said.
they said that's what
they
started
said.
it.
That's what they said.
That's what they said started.
That was contingent or
Okay,
contagious,
but there's
whatever
no
that
meat on a
was.
bat.
But that's what they did say.
That was
That's
because that came from a movie,
That's
right?
China.
China
Yeah.
said that?
Okay,
Yeah.
but wait a minute. But there was
How's
a
the
book.
argument been doing that shit for
No,
20, 30
okay.
years?
That was a movie.
There was a book written in 1981 that depicted this whole entire thing. and it had the whereabouts of where it started from, down to the origin of how it started, and also like the symptoms. This book was written 39 years ago.
Well, I don't think that coronavirus was not a new thing. This was just like a new strand of it.
Correct.
Right?
Correct, because
So
you have
they've
old
been-
lifestyle
I was about to
cans
say,
that
the old lifestyles,
said, you know,
Yeah.
coronavirus.
And
So-
corona is really a throat thing, so technically, like the corona
Oh, I didn't know.
is something like with
That
the sore
affects
throat.
like okay.
That's what it
I'll
really
vaccinate
is.
our animals for it every year.
But either way it goes.
They do?
Yeah,
Yes.
anytime you give an 8-in-1 to an animal, it's got a coronavirus.
What's that?
8-in-1 is the original, like the starting vaccinations you give your dog. You give them parvo, you give them Vortella, Stemper, something else.
Like how you get a person
Yeah, it's
moxillion.
that
So just like children have boosters,
Yeah, like MMR.
puppies have boosters. They have to go through a round of booster shots.
There you go, and it's got corona in it.
That's all it did. Just like everybody gets shit. Yeah. That's what's up. That's crazy. That's crazy. What y'all sad?
About the coronavirus?
About corona?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it
Being
complete
locked
like
in my house.
coronavirus personally being stuck in the house like almost destroyed my whole life because like I was not able to operate my business. So for my business to be like full on shut down for at least 6 or 7 months before I could even like do anything with it. And before Corona, I was like planning on quitting. I'm gonna go quit, y'all. I was planning on.
Y'all heard it.
I was looking to make some changes in my life and really focus more on my business. But then when this happened, it like so for 7 months, I'm just like living off of savings and everything else. It was like it almost completely took me out.
So you sitting home for these past, let's say, 10 months. What did it teach you? Or
Oh man, it taught me so much. Like personally, just the downtime taught me to take a second to slow down because I know like I have a tendency to just be on 10 all the time and just like go. I'm always on go. So like the fact that coronavirus happened, it made me stop and it made me get back to myself because I think me personally I had gotten into a place where things that I felt were important I realized were actually not very important at all. And so that was outside of me literally like not being able to control a situation really took me back to kind of fundamentals about who I am as a person.
Yeah, COVID for me, it really it taught me to slow down. One, two, because she was there, or nothing. You were there, like when we had just became friends. I broke out into stress hives, and I was like, doctor, how am I stressing? I'm laying on the couch. I ain't doing nothing, and so it was an internal stretch. And I called her. I was like, hey sis, I have these bumps. And she was like, no, don't go to the doctor, don't go to the hospital. No, don't go to the I was like, well, I gotta do something. And he's like, no, it's just stress. So it taught me like, okay, you always being on the run is like, it's not good. Because now your body is thinking this is what you're supposed to be doing. So when you are actually relaxing, it's telling you something's wrong.
so you were stressed because you wasn't able to do what you normally do? Or?
Exactly. Like I was literally in bed, like on Facebook. They'll tell you that's when I really broke out and started acting a fucking fool on Facebook during the beginning of COVID because I had nothing else to do. Well, I was. Yeah.
She got inventive with her post.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think
Very creative.
I think as far as the whole coronavirus starting and quarantine, just got people to realize parts of them that were dormant.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
You had
saying?
no choice.
Yeah.
Which is correct, but that's what I'm
By
saying.
yourself.
But this is where some people actually think that, okay, well, Corona actually humbled people to realize, money is not everything. I can sit your ass down without a job.
Yep.
Or, spend time with your family. This whole ordeal probably had people realizing I don't spend enough time with my kids or
That's
my
true.
family. You know what I'm saying? And then for you to lose family from this virus, that makes you, really look into, damn, let me reach out to auntie, uncle that I don't normally talk to. You know what I'm
I didn't do
saying?
all that.
I didn't do that.
It didn't get me there.
Well, some people
Okay.
did.
Yeah, it definitely didn't.
And it taught me that I can't sustain it. I didn't need that job.
Yeah.
I go to it because they depend on me, and I'm thankful for my job.
Mhm.
But then also showing myself that you can run your own business. Like, you have a business that you're running, not every day, but you still have a business that you're running. But during quarantine, I was running my own restaurant at my house, right?
Mhm.
Every day, so I'm thankful that I got to learn that side of me.
That's what's up. I think it taught me more a lot, because I'm so used to being on the go all the time. I'm always moving and shit like that. And then, like, once the whole world just shut down, it's like, damn, I can't just get out, get in my car and go where I normally want to go. You know what I'm saying? And it taught me, like, I had to think of other ways how to make money. Like, that's what it gave me time to do.
Yeah.
It gave me time to think about, like, all the things that I do, or all the things that I want to do, how can I make it happen? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing but time. I got Google sitting in my face. I got friends who sitting at home, shoot them messages, bounce ideas off of them. Like, how can I make money?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? While I'm getting paid, how can I make money
Yeah.
once this shit here? Because the way of the world to me is like, it's gonna change. Like,
It is.
again, like, you see clothing stores and malls, they don't go out of business because everybody's shopping online. Why do I need to walk to goddamn Cumberland Mall when I can just go on Macy's website and order what I
Right.
want?
Correct.
Right.
So it's teaching you that. So shit like that means that the people who work in there to stock the shelves, they're not gonna have a job.
That's true. Even at like the grocery stores and everything else. 'Cause then
Restaurants.
I don't even foresee it really going back to what it was like
No.
before.
No.
No, it's not.
Because even with my job, like every day, I'm like, "Whoo, Lord, please don't make us go back to the office." Because there's been like weeks that I don't even move my car. Like, and at my office is in Midtown, so driving from like Powder Springs to Midtown, like an hour and some change each way. I'm like, damn, I saved a lot of money on gas by sitting at home. I've been able to like see my son, been able to like actually get out and go hike every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like stuff that I was not able to do or making excuses about not doing.
I couldn't do
Because,
that.
you know.
They consider us essential, so we was at work every day.
It's all right, but you should be glad because people not able to.
I'm not saying
I
I'm
was
not
gonna say,
glad.
like, I never
That-
stopped working, we
look,
just
I'm not
stopped working.
saying you just have some people who found a different part of them by working from home or being without a job, having them to build their ideas on creating their jobs or putting forth more effort to starting their own businesses. So yeah, I'm not knocking the fact that I'm considered an essential worker. I just missed the fact that I could have left my truck home and saved me some gas money.
I feel you.
And I mean, essential workers, we are all out there. You know what I'm saying? We're all out at risk, just like any other essential worker. I may work with animals, but we work under the same rules and everything else as far as
the
humans.
goddamn dog don't have COVID in them.
Dogs and cats can get it.
Correct. So yeah.
But the thing is not only can dogs and cats get it, but we can also get it by it just being on their fur or on their clothes that an owner brings in and say, "Here, look at my dog."
Oh wait, so you can get it from the animals,
The animals can get it from the humans.
but people can't get it from the animals.
They can if it's
Anything.
on a recurrent basis. They have found it in cats and tigers and
Yeah, I
dogs.
saw that.
They
Even
have
on the
found it.
gas part. Like, you don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know.
Being on the surface, it can be on the surface of fur, being on the surface of collars,
I saw that.
all of that.
Yeah, there's
If you
So
sneeze
there
or
is
something,
no.
nigga
Yeah.
catch cold off that, right?
That's true.
So same thing.
Wait, so did they ever find out where it actually started? Because I've heard that it was invented in a lab. I've heard that it was like created to like take out half of the population.
We don't know. We know
don't
it's here though.
Yeah.
Right.
And the only thing we can do is worry about how to keep ourselves safe.
Correct.
It's like,
Mhm.
who cares where it came from? We know it's here. It doesn't matter where it came from.
That's true. But then, so what do you think about the fact that like within a year's time that they did come up with a vaccine?
I'm sorry. Nope. I'm gonna wait a year's time before I even get my vaccine because that's too fast. An actual
That's what I
safe
said.
vaccine.
You got it?
That's his vaccine, y'all.
I was like, you did?
An actual legitimate safe vaccine from the CDC says it can take anywhere from 2 to 6 years.
Yes. Yes.
For an actual effective vaccine to be made. We haven't even made it a full entire year.
Yeah.
And y'all pushing vaccines. 2 different types of vaccines.
But we have so advanced technology.
I
We
mean,
can,
name the last thing anyone was cured of. It was smallpox.
Nobody's
And it
not
was
curing that
dying.
because no money in the cure.
Okay,
That's
but
true.
that's what I'm saying. That's why they keep it alive. That's
The
why
money is
cancer is
in-
still alive.
The money is in the fear.
But here's
But
the
the
other
money
part is
is
you're
in
never
the
going to get an
treatment.
actual vaccine because the actual virus it
Can't be
multiplies. It multiplies. That's why
It's like
you
the flu.
have exactly. That's why you have multiple strains. So this vaccine is only taking care of this particular strain.
Same thing with the flu. Every year they say the flu
Well, that's
changes
what I'm
and they give you
saying. The
different.
last year, the flu vaccination was like 53% effective. They're not shooting me with that.
Right, it was
Yeah.
probably 53% perfected because they say every disease mutates because it
Correct.
gets used
True.
to shit, right?
Okay.
So if you build something for one thing, like you're not predicting nor know what's going to happen next. So I can only
But I
prevent
worked
this.
in oncology for 5 years, and they don't give healthcare workers an option
No.
unless it is a religious belief. You have to have it.
I mean, yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
but you
think
got,
that's fair.
why
That's
not?
what they were
That's why I don't
saying.
work there no more.
But you got, so scientists, doctors, it's a practice, right? It's not a
Understood.
job. It's a practice. Every situation don't go the same. Like me and you can go for the same shit. It's not gonna go the same.
Understood.
So you can't. It's hard. To me, it's hard to figure something out like that.
Okay,
I can
but
try.
you just proved your own point. If it does not work on one person, and it may potentially work on the next person, and it's a 50-50 chance it might work on that person, then why is it
Then let
mandatory?
me try.
No.
Let me try to help.
Well, exactly, try, but it should be optional. It shouldn't
So
be
let me,
mandatory.
let me ask you this. Would you try to
You
get
know,
into a new style of aircraft? Or would you wait until that motherfucker's been tested and it stays in the air and it don't crash before you get inside of one?
There's crazy people.
That you
There's
I
can't-
mean,
crazy
but that's the same thing, right? It's the same
Like,
thing.
I don't know so many people that's gonna get into hey, we got a new style of aircraft. You wanna try it out, see if it works?
Well,
You be
that-
the first person to drive it.
The first 3 aircrafts may have flown good, and that 4th one they built may have missed a nut. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know. It's just the luck of the draw.
I mean, it's
I'm
just
not
like
step
just like
outside.
just like the airline. What is it?
The one that just brought that plane
They
back.
just finally got the planes back in the air.
For
They had
certain
multiple,
airlines, though.
but it's the same airline as far as the plane model.
The,
Right.
the airline maker.
The
Correct.
maker of it.
Like
They had
Ford,
multiple
Chevy.
multiple planes falling out the sky left and
Yeah.
right.
For Southwest.
No, we're not talking about the airline.
I know what the plane you're talking about. I'm just saying because I work for the airline, so I know what you're talking about,
Mhm.
right? I know that the certain planes that came down was from a certain company.
Correct.
Delta flies Boeing law. Everything, the majority of big plane when you fly overseas is a
That's the
Boeing.
point.
Alright,
You know what I mean? So it's different maintenance, it's different people,
But-
like different things you deal with. Right?
But what I'm saying is, like, going off of the statement that you made, you know, you can come up with some. I'm sorry, you made this statement. As far as multiple times, brand new, that particular plane had been flying for years, and then all of a sudden, they fallen out the sky. So it's not necessarily saying, would you be the first to try this out and then wait a year or two, then get on it? You don't know.
Did you download? You just said that Facebook made a new update, right?
Mm-hmm.
You tried it out, right?
Mm-hmm. I still can't do a watch party, so I can't do my own watch
But
party.
you tried it. But you tried it.
I did.
You tried it.
Okay.
All right, it's beer 30, y'all.
So this is Pontoon Brewing. I'm on a float. It is a Weiss beer with lavender, pear, pineapple.
Who was the beer buyer this
I
year?
like pineapple.
Okay.
Salud.
Oh, what? We ain't
Salud.
salud.
Salud. Salud. Salud.
Pontoon
What's that
Brewery is
shit?
in Georgia. It's a
I was
Georgia
actually
brewery.
bought 'em.
It's a Georgia brewery.
Oh, I would buy
Oh,
this.
get this.
I can smell the lavender.
No,
which is
I
my
actually
favorite.
do like this one, y'all.
We got pineapples in our beer now.
Okay, so I guess like on our beer break, I wanted to talk about like some of the funny ones that you sent about what was going on in 2020. Okay, so you say that in 2020, Bill Cosby is still in jail.
True.
R. Kelly admitted some shit we already knew.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
The Hood is still washing fire sticks and selling dinner since cable bills are high.
Yeah.
Right. Hello. Hey, I'm part of the hood. You know, I'm selling them dinner.
Hey,
Hey, watch the fire stick.
Everybody get their hustle on. Hey.
Hello, we
watching
gonna
the
sell
stick.
them plates,
But
y'all.
damn, Bill Cosby is in jail. They don't let all them other people out.
Yeah.
For like COVID stuff.
Dicking
For
him, man.
COVID reasons.
I'm mad at them for that.
Seriously.
Everybody didn't get out for COVID.
Most of the old rich white men got
Flynn
like,
got out.
Rich
Right.
white ones did.
Right. That's
He
what I'm saying.
rich.
He's rich too.
Rich white ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They doing Kobe. They doing him dirty, man.
That's
They
messed
doing
up.
Cosby dirty, man.
Hold on, and then it says,
Motherfucker still dropping pills.
cable bills are
Man,
high.
that shit
Hold on.
changed.
Pussy sales are as low as $40.
Oh, how much was it
And,
before?
and everyone,
How much was it?
How much was
and
it, y'all?
everyone
Why
all
you
of a
asking
sudden.
me like I'm the connoisseur of buying pussy?
That's
Boy,
I'm looking. I know the
I didn't
rate.
say he's the fuck
He
boy.
is the fuck boy.
I know
the rate.
How much was the
How
pussy?
much was pussy going for?
I'm a 40 ball, man.
My brother is playing. Oh, y'all.
I'm dead
He
ass.
not playing, y'all.
He's
dead ass.
playing.
And then the other one in like this section, everyone all of a sudden learned how to do credit repair. I've seen that.
So true, guys.
I've seen like so many people's like, oh yeah, like I can fix your credit, I can tell you how to like remove stuff.
Oh, this is
Like, what's your credit look like?
It's an easy hustle.
Man, I don't know if this is my timeline or not, but all the chicks on my timeline for the last 2 months, tarot card readers.
Oh, that's been popular too.
I haven't seen
What
tarot
the-
card readers, but I've seen a shit ton of your horoscopes. Like way more.
Same thing, yeah.
Which is yes, but I'm meaning as far as just my horoscope
So
reading.
none of these chicks knew COVID was coming this year. All these chicks are psychics now. Nobody knew COVID was coming this year.
Well, now that they
Nobody
have
knew
all
their
this
baby
data-
daddy was cheating on them. But now they psychic. I'm upset.
Okay, all right. On to the next. What was number 7? Jesus.
We on number 8.
No, we got number 8. We're on 7 now.
Okay, no, we're on number 8.
Oh, I was
So-
sorry. Sorry, guys.
So number 8 was probably one of the saddest moments of my year this year.
Yeah.
Was Kobe Bryant and his.
Oh my
death.
God.
Yes.
Yeah, that about took me out.
My heart goes out.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, nah.
I don't care.
I couldn't believe it either.
When
I
I
was picking
first
up my
heard it, I
dog
thought it
from
was
work,
a
and I
hoax.
was just like, what
I
are you
did
talking
too.
about?
Yeah.
And so there's white people standing outside the restaurant. I'm double parked, but I'm not supposed to be. And I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, something's wrong. This ain't right. So I'm trying to get on Facebook to see if these people. Facebook's like,
Because Facebook got the truth,
listen,
right?
if Facebook. I said, let me see. Oh, that's not right. Let me go to Instagram. No, that's not right. And I kept scrolling. And I got to CNN, and I was like, oh my God, just calm down.
Yeah.
So that her
That was
husband and
sad.
her baby.
Yeah.
Like as a
At the
parent,
same time.
I can't even imagine.
Nakia feels like we need
Y'all,
to
we
have
gonna-
pour one out for the homies.
Can y'all see that very well?
That shit.
Can y'all see
Send
that
that
very
man
well?
to the cat.
Okay.
Gotta tap the cap.
Got to tap the cap for the homie.
Tap the cat.
Yikes.
I've never met Kobe, but I know he's not drinking this shit. I know he's not drinking that shit. I ain't gonna disrespect the nigga.
Kobe spent a lot of time in LA, baby.
Y'all
Hey.
y'all mean he's drinking?
He done had one or
Y'all mean he's
two.
drinking OE?
Y'all, we not really drinking that. We're not really drinking that.
We drinking pineapple.
I'm not.
You
Can I have a refill
Anything
of
with
the
a-
lavender?
According to the homies.
Anything with a plastic bottle,
I ain't messing with no OE.
You got it.
Right, she didn't get the right one. She was
She
supposed
sure
to get the
did.
glass
They
one.
ain't have it. They don't have those no more.
You had to go to College Park. You could have got a glass one.
Listen,
Hey.
you know how many freaking.
Because this is 42 ounces. This ain't
This
right.
ain't
Hey.
It's always.
That's the bullshit.
It's
The
always
42
it's
ounces,
always
y'all.
disrespect.
That bitch like
That's
a
hella
goddamn
disrespect. That's not even a 40 no more,
Schweppes
y'all.
bottle.
Mad
feel-
Like a
I
ginger
feel-
ale bottle.
I literally used to
Sit
drink
down.
these as a young
Sit
woman.
down.
Out
I
of
did
a
too.
brown paper bag and
I did
everything.
This is my fake OE, y'all.
You
I'm
about to
sorry.
drink that? I
Oh,
drink.
he?
Woo, they drinking that
Man,
OE,
I
y'all.
used to drink this back when I was
I
like
said this is mine
19.
already.
Kim.
No, mine was
I don't
empty
drink
in
malt liquor.
2020.
Oh,
best
I used to
friend.
drink that
Right,
too.
that is my
Right.
downfall.
Gloria.
My,
Drinking
the
40s.
blue one is my
Okay,
downfall.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So where were you when you heard that Kobe died?
I was at work. Yes, I was at work playing on my phone.
Not saving
It was on her off time.
She was on a
Look,
lunch break.
I don't get no lunch break. I ain't even gonna lie. Why lie?
She
Why
was
lie?
she was five.
I was at the computer.
Right.
I was at the computer on the phone with a client
Wow.
since I could play on my phone because they really weren't talking about nothing, y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
A beer.
But I was at work on the phone and I literally had to get off the phone with the client. Was like, it's an emergency. I'm gonna have to call you right back. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I
Horrible
ran.
customer service.
Right.
I called him back.
It doesn't matter.
It
I
was
bet
an
that was
emergency.
Come
Like,
on.
I don't have
Emergency.
My dog.
It wasn't no emergency.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, he is. I already said so. It sure is.
I was at the crib.
All my managers know how I am. I don't have a filter.
My daughter mom instantly called me and she's like, you know, I just feel so bad because you and Caitlin be traveling all the time. And I said, man, you making me more sadder. Stop. Stop. Like, so yeah.
But you have
That's
to.
that's how we knew the world about to be fucked up. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the whole world stopped.
You don't do no baby like that. Like not a baby.
The whole world stopped that day.
Well, I mean, just in general, like
And
what was it? 6 people that died in the
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Nine.
a few children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
Because it was the team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like a couple of
And this is
girls
something
with
normal.
parents.
Girls, like it was
Yeah.
3 girls,
Parents.
and the rest were parents in the pilot.
And that shows you how like we take normal shit for granted. That's something normally they do. They get up, go on
And
the
fly on
helicopter,
that helicopter
fly
every game.
that shit. Every
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is when I saw where they were coming from, because I'm from Cali, I'm like, why the hell are they flying? It's not that damn far. But I'm like, you had it like that.
No
In
traffic.
traffic.
You had it
No
like
traffic.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in
So,
LA traffic.
Yeah.
If
It's
I'm him,
awful.
I'm not sitting in it either.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
So,
as goes for the mom, they did a tribute. Sarah and her husband did a tribute
Oh, that's not right.
to Giovanna and Kobe, and I thought that was very sweet for them for Christmas. It's just like I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to bury my child and my husband. So my heart goes out to you, Mom.
All right. I hope this next one is a little lighter.
We had our sad moment, y'all.
God damn.
Moving on.
We don't know what's on the list, y'all.
We got more on the list, y'all.
Okay, so number
She was sipping and eating pork chops, don't you?
I love you, babe. I love
Yeah.
you. Twice on Tuesday.
Watch out, girl.
so number 7 was in February with the whole sham impeachment of Donald Trump.
Listen, I'm still trying to figure out why is 45? Where are the Simpsons? They haven't steered us wrong yet.
Right.
Oh, you talking
Well,
about
now the Simpsons did advertise one time where he got killed.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what she's
yeah, I'm
saying.
saying.
Yeah,
So-
that's what
That's
she's
what
saying.
he's saying.
She's saying what she wants.
On the Simpsons.
Yo, not on this
I was
podcast.
about to say,
On the Simpsons.
we don't wish that on
Hey,
I don't wish that, but the
Can we edit?
Simpsons.
Can we edit?
But 45,
Can we edit?
we're
We can
live.
edit that.
We're live.
Oh, we can edit
Yes.
that.
So we do not
We
hold
do
the
not
opinions
condone that.
of-
I know. but
We
I'm
do not
just
represent the opinions of the Simpsons.
No.
And-
I don't represent the opinions of them either.
We do not wish death
Shoot.
upon anybody.
45 is just relentless.
He is out of control.
He is.
Why? What's wrong?
I mean,
Oh.
from sitting here grabbing pussy.
That's your
and-
uncle.
Ooh.
Nah, my uncle be worse.
Oh.
Okay, what's numbers?
No, but real talk. Like, let's be real. Let's be real, right?
Listen.
When you can't be mad at a person that's real, right?
Okay, listen. Real people do real things.
And that's what he doing.
Okay, no.
No.
I don't agree with it.
You don't
He's
let
not
homeless
hiding
people.
who he
Right,
is
that's what I'm
from
saying. That's why I can't be
anybody.
mad at a nigga keeping
No,
it 100.
you're not. But at the end of the day, where is your humanity? Where is the love for your fellow people? How do you sit up in your penthouse or
He
your?
shits on a golden toilet.
That's not him,
That's
though.
what I mean.
But that's not him.
Like,
Okay, but my thing is this. When people come for money,
Mhm.
you don't look down your nose at people that don't have it.
But they do.
But they do.
Okay, and it's a realization. Yes, they do, but this is not the type of job that you can afford to be. Oh well, I got a check, they got a check. Forget everybody else that don't have a check. Y'all figure it out. That doesn't work like that.
It doesn't. But to him, it did.
And
Well,
I was about to say
that's
to
fine.
most of
A lot
white
of- yeah,
people,
so a
it
lot of
operates
people
just
do.
like
Yo,
that.
Rich
I-
people, period.
I
But
fucks with Donald Trump.
I'm not mad. I don't like him.
He bought all
you
them
might want to get up.
motherfuckers out.
You might want.
He
You might
bought
want
all
to
them
get
motherfuckers
up and
He
leave.
showed me the
No,
light.
I don't agree with it.
You might
No,
get up
he's
and
not-
leave.
That's not what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's not what he's
But
saying. What he's saying is he brought all the
He
ones
brought
that
them all
been undercover racists,
Okay.
undercover everything. He brought them out.
No, they wasn't.
No, no, they weren't. No, they
He
weren't.
did make it more comfortable for
For
them
them
to
to
say
stand
out
And
what
that's
they
more,
want to say.
and
Yeah,
that's more
absolutely.
comfortable
And
for me.
it has broken my heart.
Nah, that's more
Because
comfortable
I know
for me.
some people that I just knew, like that I've known.
I
for
know some people that
years,
I
and
was
I'm
on
like,
the fence about,
you?
and now I know.
Yeah.
So I don't mind.
you.
Yeah, there's several people that I've known since the 7th grade that I'm like, hold up, bitch.
But you can't be mad. You mad at them.
I'm not mad at
I'm
them.
not saying you
I
mad
know
with
the
them,
shit I
but now you
discovered.
really know who they
Hold
are.
on.
I'm
So
shocked.
the thing is, and this was a conversation with a girl that I had that we've known each other for years. And I never commented when she was posting stuff about how much she loved Donald Trump. That's your opinion. You are entitled to feel that way. But then when I post something about my excitement about certain things that go against him, you should have the same respect and don't comment on my shit. Because now I have to tell you the reason why I feel how I feel, because I don't think that it's okay for you to support somebody who makes it okay for people to hurt people that look like my son.
Right.
You don't have to explain yourself to anybody.
You're right,
No.
but it's not the need to explain. It wasn't an explaining thing. That was me telling her, bitch, don't comment on anything that I have to say. Because I didn't say anything about what you
But that was your
thought.
choice not to comment.
Yeah,
You're right.
so
It was
you
my
should
choice,
have
and it was her
said
choice to
your
comment
choice.
on what it was, and it was my choice to say, hey, no, this is the reason why. Because anytime I ask a Trump supporter, I'm never like, oh, just like Rowdy. I actually want to hear, what is it that you like about him? And nobody can come up with an answer. Not one Trump supporter that I know can give an actual answer to any of the actual questions. Like, what has he personally done for you?
So let me ask
Nobody
you
has an
this.
answer.
So, because majority of the people that I've learned, like, because I know people that support Trump, and I don't think they're racist. I just
At the
I understand-
barbershop.
No, not the bar, but just period in life, right? Because some people I know are real Republicans, and they stand behind Republican values. They don't give a fuck who the Republican candidate
Exactly.
is. They expect that Republican candidate to follow the core values of a Republican.
Okay, and but even
Which
with
is,
that
and I
being
get, I
said-
can't be mad at that.
No, you can't. But even with that being said, there's so many Republicans that have looked at him and said, "Okay,
Oh, yeah, for
you
sure.
have
Lost
totally
your-
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
went
For sure.
against the grain."
For sure.
So
It kind of reminds me of a conversation, I'm sorry, that Ebony and I had over the holiday weekend when we were driving from the Sweetwater Park, where you walk up to the mountains. Not the
Y'all
mountains,
having a
but
light
yeah.
flex right now?
No, it was cool. There's the whole children and everything. But no, literally, we were driving and we drove past this house. Remember the house with the curved flat that looked like a shiggity shack. Like I said, oh, they got black people stretched out the back. Their skin's being stretched back there in the back. They were straight waist, and she's like, those are the very people that are Republican. And she said, what has he done for those people? Because you're poor.
Yeah.
You're supporting this man.
Yeah.
This man who is wealthy, and you're supporting him, and you don't have teeth or running water.
Okay, it's not even.
But it's
that.
because, like, it goes to the point what he said about the Republicans were supporting the Republican view. It don't matter if they got money or not, because they're conservative in their mind,
Right.
so they're going to support the conservative.
No matter what.
But
That's
he's
what
not
they're
even
gonna
a real conservative.
He's not.
He's not, but the party
no,
is.
he's not. He's
The
not.
Republican
Nowhere near.
Party is.
He's not.
No,
but
but
he's
the
a
party is.
Republican. He
Yes.
was the Republican Party.
He
So
rep-
he
yes.
supports that.
Yes.
They don't give a fuck about.
Well, my thing is this: at the end of the day, Republican, Democrat, whatever, where the hell is your humanity?
They don't have it.
It's not about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying you can look at Mitch McConnell and tell that there's
Yes, that man.
Nothing.
Okay,
His
I'm
laugh
sorry.
is, his smirk is so scary.
Yeah.
I hate everything about his face.
He's worth what, $500,000 or something like that.
That's it.
That's it.
As much as they've been scheming and scamming, he only got half.
Or
a
maybe
million.
it was $500,000.
It's gotta be more than
Oh,
that.
it's $500,000,000. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it's gotta be
He's
more.
wild.
No, okay,
Kentucky.
he's
Bourbon.
fucking crazy.
He's bourbon man. He got
Horses.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's what I'm saying.
He has indentured servants.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he's
Somewhere.
You had a personal experience. with
Listen,
Mitch
I sure
McConnell.
probably an
did.
ugly ass wife with some hot young girl.
He has he's married to an Asian lady.
Yes, he is.
Even
It's
worse.
very interesting.
Oh.
I mean, it's the same thing as Trump. Who he's married to.
You're right.
But yeah, you wanted to send
If I'm rich,
everybody
I'm
back
gonna
to their
have that
country.
Across the border.
If I'm rich, I'm gonna have the bad
Right.
shit out here too.
But you
It's
can't
not bad,
say
For his time, right?
There are
She
no
paid
other,
more.
there are no other first
They
women
most
that are
of
on
them do.
Penthouse or
Mhm.
Playboy.
Right.
So,
You can't go pull up nudes of any of that.
Not one.
No.
so that's what I'm saying. He the realest part. You can't be mad again.
You know, it his way.
You see him. You know how like what makes me mad is like okay, what was that in Cincinnati where the kid got in the cage? They killed the animal, right? And they like, that animal's horrible.
the
The
gorilla.
realest nigga in this
The
situation
gorilla.
because you came into my environment,
Mhm.
I fucked you up. Same shit. You can't be mad. The nigga that this is what people voted
I don't
for.
think.
But
yeah,
now let's
I don't
correct
think
this.
that's- I
The
don't think
animal
that's
did
what
not
it
fuck the child up.
He actually protected the
The
child.
the,
Okay.
the gorilla, it was a silverback.
Either way, though.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
was a silverback. He actually protected
But he was
it
in
from
his
the
element. He
other.
was in his element, minding his
Yeah.
business.
No, yes, he was. They
They-
euthanized
Yeah.
him.
Realest nigga in the situation.
You're right. You're
Realest
right.
nigga in the
Can we
situation.
get off Trump? Because I don't want to talk about it. Give him no more energy.
No, but we didn't even talk about what we were supposed to talk about. We were supposed to talk about
The
how-
fake-
the impeachment.
The
And
fake-
everybody got so mad at the
Yeah.
everybody got so mad at the
Fuck
word
that
Trump
nigga.
that we
Yeah.
we just
Motherfucker,
Okay.
passionate.
Like,
Y'all are
sorry.
passionate today. Passionate conservatives, liberals.
no, because it was more so.
That is pretty much a sign of money talk bullshit walk.
No, it was one that you get victim of.
They You knew better than to ask.
Really, like, she having a whole conversation while we on live.
Trouble.
But that's the thing.
This is the blackest podcast on air.
It be like that sometimes.
I could not answer the phone. I'm not gonna
No,
answer.
he purposely picked a war with, you know what I'm saying,
My child
in America because you can't impeach somebody when we're in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
potentially.
He can't be like an arrest.
So that was his checkmate move on board. He felt
I don't
like,
know. I guess so. My irritation with the whole impeachment thing is all of the people coming out after the fact saying like, "Oh yeah, I knew this way back then." But it's like you were invited to come and testify in front of this, and nobody said a thing.
You
And
ever
then
knew
everybody's like coming out writing books and all this.
You ever knew somebody that committed a crime you ain't saying about?
Yes.
Right, same thing.
But then why say it now?
Because they can make money off of it. I can cap off
I
of
mean,
it.
it's the same.
They could have still made money.
But
Because
now,
now
still
it's
the
like
same.
why do we even care what you have to say?
Because now-
Because you didn't say it then. So
Right.
now it's like why do I care 6 months later? Because he
The
wasn't
same way in the hood.
Shit's
The
still
same way in the
right.
hood. If you was to do something, I know something about it, I ain't gonna say nothing.
But are you gonna come out and write a book 6 months
Later
later?
on, after he's acquitted of it, for sure. Why wouldn't I? O.J. Simpson did it.
He did.
If I'm gonna quit it, you can't double charge me on shit. So if I'm gonna quit it, you gotta make my money. What you gonna
Double
do?
jeopardy, baby.
You're gonna pay for it because you wanna know.
On to the next.
You want to know?
Okay.
Don't like Trump.
Apparently not. That's a
I stay away from a lot of the hot topics of the war right now. So.
Why?
Because I would use the
Don't have
Dr.
time.
Thompson
Or patience. It protects my peace.
Why does somebody get that angry?
Yeah.
It
It's
should
not
not
that
be.
angry.
It's not that it makes you angry. It opens your eyes to something that you didn't see in somebody before.
That's why I'm happy. I'm like, yo, I want to see that. I don't want to be
Me
around
too. I
you
wanna
and
know
not
who you are.
I don't
Which
wanna
is
see
true.
children in,
So I'm happy with
concentration
Me
camp.
neither.
No.
No,
They
not
don't-
saying that.
no.
No. What we're meaning is, you could have been over here best friends with Bobby, and then all of a sudden Bobby turns
I could be
into.
one of the guys that vote for Trump. There's a lot of black men that
I know
vote for
a lot.
Trump.
A lot of black men.
It is.
Wouldn't you like to know that?
It is.
You would like to know that, wouldn't you?
Black men and
Them
white men.
black men may just have been
Scary.
Republicans.
Yeah,
so,
very.
For real.
But I mean, if you go back into history, all of us as slaves were Republicans.
And then what president changed the party? Because Abraham Lincoln was a Republican.
But
So
he
who changed the
freed
party?
slaves.
He
He
freed the
didn't free
slaves.
nobody.
He
wrote the
signed
Declaration. He
He
signed
signed what?
Who we going to
signed
school,
what?
y'all?
the emancipation.
of
The
Emancipation.
Emancipation. You talking about the 13th Amendment?
Science one here.
You talking about the 13th
I'm just
Amendment?
letting it ride out.
And what does the 13th Amendment do?
Let it
Yep.
ride out.
It keeps it allows you to still enslave people, which the reason why we talking about prison reform and all that shit. That's a part of the 13th Amendment that your Republican president Abraham Lincoln signed, right?
It was a
So
whole
don't do that.
documentary.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
But they said he was black, so I don't
As
know.
far as me
Right.
saying
No, he
that
wasn't.
blacks
No, he
were
wasn't.
originally
No, but he
Republicans.
said that he has African American blood in him.
I don't believe that.
Who?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, why don't you believe it? Why couldn't he have it?
It's cracking.
So what? It's a lot of.
There's a lot of
Right.
Caucasians that actually have African American blood in
And
them.
right. And do they say I identify with African
I was about to
Americans?
say
No one
that.
said
I don't
me,
even
I
wanna
did.
get
We're not
into
saying
that.
he
That's
identifies
not
with
what
you.
she's
That's
saying.
not
I know what
what
you're
you
saying. I know what you're saying.
Has any of this goodness in his blood?
I'm just saying he's black. I get that. I understand.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Next.
Off the
What's
subject.
Everybody will get so mad about the politics conversation.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be able to talk about anything.
You write everything.
Everything is on the table. Okay. So number 6 was the conviction of Harvey Weinstein.
What was that?
Oh, you know who that is?
I know who it is.
Oh.
Why do we care?
What do you mean? I thought that was huge.
Why?
Yes.
I did not expect them to convict him.
I did.
Really?
Mhm.
Harvey Weinstein.
It's because they already made an example out of Bill Cosby, right? And people are in an uproar, right? Biggest man in, you know what I'm saying, in
Film.
film,
Film
you know what I'm
industry.
saying?
Mhm.
And the things that he did to the women from them days, and you got Harvey Weinstein, he got more women coming out, and men coming out saying he did these things to him. Come on, we
Well,
gotta
you
go.
know what? That's the saddest part about it. If the men wouldn't have come out, I don't believe they would have.
I
I
don't
do.
think so.
I do.
No,
Because them older women, you gotta.
No, because they were looking at them like all of their stories concurred. They were all similar. They were all, you know.
You blow me off, you got this part?
Now, I think the Me Too movement got hard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
that Me Too movement was
Yes,
strong.
it
It
was.
was
No,
unified.
they didn't
so-
even indict him until the man came out.
Understandable, but he was already in hot water because of all the women that came forth and spoke.
So why would you not at least indict him?
Oh look,
I didn't say
Creepy-
arrest him.
look,
I just said indict
the
him.
creepy motherfucker should have been gone a long time ago.
Exactly, but they didn't touch him until a man came out.
Was it a gay man?
It's funny. I saw this little snippet on YouTube once. It was an interview with Courtney Love, rock and roll chick.
I love her.
The one she was married to Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
Yes, I
she's
love
off
her
the chain.
Cobain.
She did what do you call it, a red carpet interview with someone, and the lady asked her, what advice would she give a young starlet in Hollywood? And she turned and looked over her shoulder and said to whoever her person was, whoever that person was, she said, I'm going to get blackballed. But turns around and says, if Harvey Weinstein invites you to a hotel, don't go. This was back in like 96.
Yeah.
96, and came out, and I was like, oh, damn. Then he had been doing this stuff for so long that people knew about. Everybody knew what he had going on.
No. Let me do it.
Okay. And
If you are an R&B singer and you make R&B music in a studio, and I invite you to a hotel, what the fuck that got to do with music? Like, why would you go to the hotel
Okay, first
because
of all,
we're doing
these are
music?
young women. At
Oh,
this
come
time.
on,
anything.
They
Come
were
on, girl.
impressionable.
yes.
They will follow. Look at R. Kelly.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
It's
it's
I still got shit to say about that.
Well, see,
Can we segue?
Baby,
Yeah.
Is that the next
Go
one?
ahead. No, it's not. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got things to say about
It's
this.
connected.
I understand it. I don't know if
Right.
you get
But
you get
at
shit,
the end
but-
of the day, I feel
Go where
like
you wanna
when
go.
you meet a person that has a certain kind of stature with that kind of finance, it is definitely a recipe for
disaster.
Yo,
You
it's
might
about
want something.
for who about
Who's a disaster?
either way, because your appetite for things becomes
Do the-
a little bit more out of the ordinary.
do the women who are opportunists not exist? Is that like is
No,
Harvey
that's not
Weinstein
exist.
taking advantage of women because he just thought, oh, I can get this popping right now, or are there not women that have?
Have you never been to a strip club?
Okay, okay.
Hello.
So-
Let's-
That's what I'm saying.
let's-
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
but
yes,
hold on,
yes,
but
it
this is
is.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm
Let's
saying.
go back to the
We
basics.
have
Have you
women
never
who
been to a strip club?
Yeah, tons of them.
Okay, where do the strippers go? To the men with all the money.
Right.
Okay,
The men that are sitting in the corner.
you're making my point.
Okay.
You're making my point.
They're going to flock to
You're
them.
making my point.
Okay, but at the end of the day, that doesn't give you right rhyme or reason to take
raise money.
advantage.
And I'm not saying that does, but all I'm saying is now all these drones of women are coming out, and it's
everything.
like,
Do you
oh,
be mad
come
at
on,
women
all of
taking
y'all got
advantage?
the
Consent
same
is,
exact.
no, listen, it's a lot. Consent is everything.
Okay.
So if I don't say, hey, baby, let's go do the thing.
Harvey
Get up
Weinstein
in
is
here.
a
No,
creep for
he's a creep,
just
sure.
let's let y'all know that. But
He's a creep.
we're not gonna sit here and act like all these hundreds and hundreds of women. Come on, cut it out.
True.
If you can get away with it
True.
once,
Because they did. But again, that's the
you're
thing
gonna
I feel
continue
about.
to keep doing
So I feel about R. Kelly. Like again, what all
Right.
she did was a creep, right?
Right.
It's a creep. But again, if you hear media reports saying R. Kelly's a nasty man, he take advantage of young women. But
Lit.
yet, I invite young women to my room and y'all continue to come.
You're right, but at the same time,
married a
but
15-year-old.
at the same
She
time,
wanted to.
he
Family
was
signed
but,
off.
But he was still putting women in films, right? So he was still producing. He was still giving people like access to the dream that they had. So the going there wasn't really the issue, because the issue for me was the fact that you have a position of power. And you are like one of the highest people in the industry.
Right.
So of course, it's like any young girl going to California with a dream, and it's like, oh, he sees something special in me. Like,
Right.
this could be my shot. This could be it.
Pick me.
And it's not
syndrome.
right. And it's not ever. I don't think it's ever really like a thing of you're thinking, oh, well, because he's rich and because he's this, that I'm gonna go here and he's going to rape me. That's not the thought that generally crosses somebody's mind
Right.
when they're thinking like. I mean, I've been to business interviews, like, well, I've been to interviews where shit got like a little crazy, and I'm like, hold up, bro, like, no, this
Let me
is
see your nipple. He was like, well,
No, but there's a difference in a girl looking to this person for what they could possibly do to enhance their life or their goals,
Just tap the screen.
as opposed to someone that's coming because I'm just trying to work. I'm not here to like come do this.
But-
Nor also am I there is that girl that is the hoe. that's gonna do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that exists.
Right.
But
There's a lot of
listen,
them.
hang on.
There's
But that doesn't mean that other is okay. So what
No,
happens
it
is it
doesn't.
gets
None of them are
complicated.
okay.
None
of them
okay.
are okay.
Right.
Not saying it's okay,
None of
them
but we can't act like some of these women are not just doing it.
Right.
Not
So
just
I
joining the
get what
train of the
Right.
other victims. Like,
You know
so
what
I
I'm saying?
get what you're saying.
10 may not, 3 may. So I'm not.
Okay,
Three
but
may
it's-
not.
It's still wrong. Even
It
if
is.
it
It is. But
Even if it was the
before we
person
met-
that
before we
was
were mad
there
at
with
her.
the intention.
And see, and I don't, and just from a woman's perspective, I don't think have you ever been snatched into a car?
I haven't been snatched into a car, of course, no, but I have had a very aggressive female, like,
Okay.
make me extremely
Have you at 15 been followed by a grown ass man through the mall
No.
making inappropriate comments at you?
Yes.
Have you ever been fondled by a stranger
Yes.
just because he felt like you were attractive?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there's a different thing for women that men have never experienced, right?
Right.
So if you talk to the majority of women, they will all tell you some story of some sort of sexual abuse
At some point in their lives.
at some point in life, and most of it's when they were young.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So
And a
so
lot
I
of it
think
happens when they're older.
right. So I think that as like a society, like people have gotten comfortable, and this is why we don't believe women, because it's like, oh well, R. Kelly got all this money, so they must have been like, no. Sometimes it don't.
So let me ask you
That
this
sometimes
question.
that's not it.
How many times have you heard about a story where a woman may have said something that happened to her from a man, he didn't do it?
Oh, that I.
So
Yeah.
you can't do that, right? So it's
That's-
up in the
that
air
is
thing.
well.
So-
They're equally bad.
They're equally
Yeah.
bad,
They're
right?
equally
So
bad.
that's why
And
it's
they,
hard
and
for
they
you to
have
judge
been
certain
at the
things.
same pace,
We
the
wasn't
same amount,
there.
the same rate. It's
Yeah.
50-50.
Double.
Right.
double
I'm not going again. I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything is right or like wrong. I mean, I'm saying it's right. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for us to make an opinion on something if we not there, right?
Yeah.
We gotta walk for what somebody tells us.
Yeah.
Both
We got-
sides,
we got
right?
hundreds of
We have to choose who's telling the truth or not.
Right.
Majority of the women, because they're gonna be in this box, they're gonna choose the women's side, which is cool. And
But they normally don't choose the
But
woman's
listen,
side.
Society is.
Right.
That's
I
why.
will say
That's
until that man go to prison, right? Because the man go to prison because
But they
how,
still
what is the
defend them,
conviction
though.
rate of rapists?
how do we know if
It's
they're lying or not?
very
Though?
low.
How we?
Okay,
Okay, you have a son, right?
I do.
Son,
I
right?
do.
God forbid, a woman say that he may mess around with. A woman say
Mm-hmm.
he touched me wrong.
I already know. I've
It's
had
gonna
that
be, but
conversation
you won't be
with myself.
like, no, not my son, right?
Yeah.
Right. So same shit.
No,
So you
and
have to look at it.
I hear you, and I understand what you're saying, but I do think that like the numbers that we have in our mind are probably very
It's just a-
These are
it's-
statistics of stuff that we know that's been convicted of or whatever.
Right.
We don't have the numbers about
But
the men
most-
who are still locked up
But most
or
of the you're
whatever.
right,
And
I
the woman
agree.
never told.
I agree, but I feel like rape and sexual assault is probably one of the hardest things to prosecute.
Correct.
It is. It is. And that's why
Because
it's
it's
a
a
tricky
he said,
situation.
she said.
Correct.
Exactly.
And
Correct.
9 out of 10, they will find
Unless you have
some picture of her dressed in a short skirt
Because
talking about she
I
has-
can't believe a woman that
That
come out
movie with
40
Jodie
years
Foster
later
from back in
and
the
says,
day
Oh, yeah.
when she was a young,
I can't
hot,
believe that.
nasty
You
guy
can't tell me she
at
was
the
that
bar.
weak.
She was that chick at the
40
bar
years.
trying to get laid, and she wasn't trying to get laid. The dude was being a fucking nasty ass man and raped that girl on the arcade game in front of all the people in the bar. And guess what? The whole movie
I'm
was
not
about
Yeah,
the trial and
we
trying
done
to
this,
convict. But guess what? Because they looked at her because of who she was and how she was. So they were going back and forth with, yeah, this didn't really happen because this girl was a hoe or carried herself like one.
This wouldn't
Didn't
be a
mean
good
that they didn't
subject
happen to
to
her.
debate between 5 women and 2 dudes because again, I'm with y'all. But again,
Well, I
we're not
totally-
gonna
make
look
the
at
conversation
we're
one
not
sided.
right
Like, that's crazy.
because it's not fair.
And
Well,
it's
I
not.
don't
Because
think
people
it's
lie.
I think
Like, how do we look at the woman who lied on Emmett Till? And she
I
was-
agree.
Exactly. I agree. I think that
Absolutely
we
agree.
are
As a
agreeing.
mother,
We are
hold on,
agreeing
hold on,
with
hold
each
on.
other.
We're
We're agreeing
agreeing.
with we're all agreeing with each other. We see your side, and you clearly see our side. The point of the matter, all we're saying is that none of it is right.
Right. Don't lie.
Equally,
I agree.
equally, none of it is
Don't
right.
I think that women
Point
who
blank,
lie about that
period.
shit need to go to jail.
And
They do.
absolutely,
I do.
Yeah.
She can't prove it.
Yes.
you can't prove, and you.
There's lie detector tests.
That costs.
Those,
That costs.
those are not
I
always
feel like
accurate.
most of the time that shit don't even be admissible.
Those are not always accurate.
Nobody's gonna
I've taken
ask for a
one
lie
before.
detector test. Like, they
I've
wouldn't
taken
do
one
that.
before.
All right.
All right, next.
And lied my ass off.
All right, see, next.
Straight through it.
Yeah.
So number 5, I feel
I'm
like
gonna go.
number 5 we kind of
Good
touched
without
on.
quarantine.
Yeah, we kind of touched on earlier was like basically like the universal quarantine that we all experience.
Yeah.
I don't know that we necessarily need to get back into that
I ain't playing
again.
beats myself.
Huh?
Nah, it's nothing else for me.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Ask that question again.
What did you say?
Because it was like 8 months ago. I mean, playing beats y'all took.
I didn't take any, sir.
Not a man.
I
Not a
didn't take
man.
one.
Y'all want fucking.
I didn't take any.
I'm a virgin. My mama's on here. Hey, y'all.
Hey,
I'm a virgin.
Mom.
And my auntie.
Hey,
Auntie.
God forbid you get pregnant one day and she like, my baby a virgin.
No, my baby.
That ain't Mary Magdalene over there.
I told y'all last
Fucking
week.
Mary.
Listen.
I told y'all last week. She
Leave
ready.
mom alone. Hi, mom.
Oh, this looks good.
Oh, it's pink, y'all.
Yo,
Oh
we
no,
had
this is the
lavender
guava one.
and
Oh, I love
pineapple
guava.
and-
I hate guava.
I love guava.
What is guava?
It's a fruit.
Fix your face.
Let's try it.
I'm just asking.
Oh shit, I guess I need to assist.
Oh,
It
English.
looks like
That's what I'm saying. Want some?
Yes,
I
I would desire some more OE. Yes.
it looks like pepper.
Give me your cup, homie.
Did we shake it up?
Y'all about to drink that fucking
And I was
ginger ale for real?
This is called guava mallow berry.
Yay.
I don't like the smell. Hold on. That's
I
not
like-
guava
This is
smell.
also,
Not guava
it's
smell.
also a white
Why
spear.
does it smell like guava?
Cheers.
That 40?
It's got guava, raspberry, ew, marshmallow.
Ew.
Come on now, we had.
And y'all was judging me about my beer choice.
And now we got
That sweet shit.
I'm just saying.
I got
Okay.
a whole lot of different
It's
things.
called super fruit with tulips.
Super fruit.
Super fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
False.
Cheers.
Yeah, pause for
Okay.
real.
Try it, y'all.
Okay, so back to Angel's
Oh.
Angel's top 10 list.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Jello.
pastors.
I said it's thick.
All right, so pastors were cursing and eating pussy.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. That?
He was wild.
You haven't seen it.
What church is that?
You don't
You
remember
didn't
that?
see it?
You don't remember seeing that on the
I
news?
just want to know where that church is at.
What's
Oh.
wrong with that?
Nothing. It was the fact that he got caught on live. It was
Got
like,
caught on live.
She videoed the whole thing. She called his ass.
That goddamn.
Ain't nothing wrong with him being a freak.
This is not a pastor in the front.
Here I am, in the front row, singing
I
him.
don't know about this.
I feel you.
Nobody asking the people, just don't let somebody video you.
It's 2020,
I don't
man.
know.
Wait, he got
I
great.
feel
Hold
like-
on.
I feel like
He
all
said
the
video
pastors
was
There's
doing
a
it.
Yeah,
video.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
down
Oh,
there
man.
giving
Yeah,
me
I know.
everything.
Was he in church doing it?
No.
Oh, that ain't
She
good.
videoed him giving head and he brought his head out.
You got that bookmark?
I don't want to watch that
bookmark.
at the
No, I'm gonna
podcast.
Google
What
it.
the hell's going on?
Podcast is open, sir.
Listen,
Hang on.
she was supposed
Talk
to be
away
getting
Hold on, what's
financial
the next
aid
one?
with her rent.
She was.
You gonna get this hay.
Okay.
You gonna earn
I'm
it.
so sorry. God help us.
So was that 40 or was that 30?
It's a situation.
Okay, so then she says,
That's like for the free skin.
churches now accept Cash App.
No, they don't.
Yes, I do.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yes.
They virtual. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Well,
They,
yeah.
they got Cash App
You know
and
it's
Zelle.
COVID. Can't nobody, they don't want to touch
Girl, I
nobody.
can't do this. Nope.
Alright, so females marrying bisexual men and acting as if she's not aware, because she's bisexual too.
Men marry bisexual women.
People still killing each other other than the police. Oh, and the police still can't solve the murder. McDonald's ice cream machine is still down.
Child, that's a lot. Listen, y'all. This is a running joke between me and my friends because I always go to McDonald's and the first thing I ask is the ice cream machine ready?
What's so good with the ice cream?
I got ice cream the other day from McDonald's, y'all.
Oh, look at
Where?
I was happy.
Where?
Look at the Lord.
Don't tell
I
everybody else
was
that.
happy.
Where was this at?
Don't brag about that. Say I went to Cold Stone or some shit like that.
I
I'm
like
McDonald's,
ice cream,
Dollar
soft serve.
Series, whatever it is.
It's not just a
Dollar
softie,
soft
but
serve.
It's not Mr. Softy, but we'll take
Which one?
the. I'm a real New Yorker.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't think-
Hello.
Hello.
I miss Mr. Soft.
Me too.
It's our ice
Oh
cream.
No,
my
it's,
God.
It's our
it's
ice
a
cream
northern.
truck.
It's a
It is
northern.
the ice cream. It's between that and Carvel.
Because
Carvel
he'll sell like
is
soft
another-
serve and sell
Yeah.
I do know
options and
what
shit like that.
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
we had them in Detroit.
Delightful.
So number 4 is all the Black Lives Matters protest over the killings of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery. That seemed all these protests seemed to go on for like months.
Yes. And it needs to continue.
I think that was just, God rest their souls. But their deaths back to back to back just allowed people who already felt a certain type of way as far as, you know, brutality and all that stuff, it allowed them to kind of open up more and push for movement the proper way. What I mean by that is, yes, you had the, you know, not the riots, but, you know, the protests. And the protests went so long and went so hard, and what they were actually bringing up actually just sparked something. Which it just kind of grew from there.
But my thing is, how much of it was sincerity?
Right.
How much of it was really love for these people? How much of it was, we need to continue to keep doing this? Because even if you fuss and fight and argue and break stuff, yes, it gets a certain amount of attention, but when it comes time to like sit in the sentence and sit and vote and do all these things, like, how many of those same people that were out there smashing stuff, how many of them are there? You know, how many of them actually have a voice?
Well, I think there's
I think that actually made a movement. It made a movement if you think about it. Look at the election before this, the last presidential election.
Even now,
Look how
numbers.
big,
Yes.
how
For a
red
Senate.
Georgia
Yeah.
was.
Niggas ain't gonna sit
That's the
it
first
is.
We
time
are
we
now
do.
here after all of that went down. Georgia turned blue.
Exactly.
But you should thank social media for that.
It's not on
We
social
need to
media.
say thank you, Stacey Abrams.
Thank
you,
Stacey, thank you, Stacey.
For sure.
Thank you, Stacey.
Miss Lance
For
Bob.
sure. But if it wasn't for social media,
800,000
people wouldn't be aware, right? Because again, in the 60s, the 70s, the
They were
80s,
out there.
they was out there, but
They
we
wasn't
didn't.
eating that.
Right. They was out there, but you live in Atlanta, you didn't know what the fuck was going on in Oklahoma.
You're right, and I also
You know
couldn't
what's
see
going on
like
in
a
Nebraska.
man's knee on somebody's neck for
Correct.
8 minutes.
Exactly.
And you saw that where?
On
the
social
news.
media.
There you go. Right?
Yeah. No,
So,
you're right.
thanks to
Gotta watch
social
the
media,
news.
like social media, that
I watch
opened
the
the
news
eyes.
every morning.
But social media opened the eyes for everybody across the world because
Yeah.
everybody can see this in real time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now people find saying, "Oh, I understand what they're talking about."
Yeah. And I actually
I see
They
it.
saw Rodney.
They
King,
did
though.
That
we
was
did
one,
see
that
Rodney.
was
right. We saw
Saw
one
Sandra Bland too.
right, but no, listen, we saw one incident, right? Videotape.
And that was 20 years ago,
Right, on the
Yeah.
camera, right? It was a nigga in Detroit that got killed named Alice Green by the police.
I was about to say black men have been getting
Right,
killed
so
by
it's
police
not-
on
It
camera
wasn't
for a long
Now that
time.
we
And
have
then
the
we get killed
access
off
to
camera even
every
longer
time
than
you
that.
somewhere, right? You see people doing this, right? You could be in the club, you see women doing like this, you see niggas doing like all day, right? They always got their phone out. Anytime somebody could be popping up in the stove, they're doing like this quick. So now people see what's going on.
In real time.
You know what I'm saying? So now they can sympathize with us.
But I do. Okay.
But a
So
lot
I
of them
think.
still don't.
But here's the
sometimes.
thing.
You can't be
So.
mad at them.
Well, yeah, you can because I actually
Wow.
had this conversation yesterday with somebody. Hey, girl, if you watching, love
Hey,
you.
girl.
She is a white woman, and we had this conversation about how as white people you just are oblivious to certain things because you walk a completely different path, you live a whole different life.
Correct.
But once you see something, once you see something, it's very difficult to like see it and then not really acknowledge it. You know what I mean?
Let's stop. Because they're not taking your point serious at all. And you making a point.
I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
I was just gonna keep going.
No,
I was just gonna keep going.
It was his fault.
It was his fault.
That's his fault.
Sorry, sis.
Over here trying to.
No, it's okay.
Drink it, girl.
But that was it's the conversation that I have with actually like quite a few white women. I even had this conversation with my sister-in-law, who's a white woman, to two mixed girls, to where she didn't have the frame of reference of like understanding what that felt like until she started hearing people say things that directly affected her children. So it was like I don't know, all this goddamn foolishness going
I'm
on.
trying to figure out though, how does it take now in 2020 for you seeing somebody on videotape getting killed for you to understand what the fuck
Because
they're
they're watching.
I think okay.
They're watching.
So, but I do think too.
People are detached.
But I think,
from
but
reality of others.
like
They're-
we said too, we have never lived in a world with Donald Trump as the fucking president and all the chaos that has caused.
But-
so we have never been in like this dumpster fire that we're in right now.
Well, not only that, but I also think that now we're actually catching full action videos of this happening. You know what I'm saying? You actually saw the full video of Floyd being strangled to death.
Oh,
You also saw the
what
full
you see
video
about?
of Eric Gardner.
Now, I'm not meaning
And that
yes,
shit didn't
social
make
media,
sense.
but what I'm
You've
saying
seen a
is
lot of videos.
the videos from the past are usually after it has happened. Now you're seeing full blown videos
While it's happening.
It wasn't
while
no
it's
videos in the
happening
past.
from the beginning all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying?
Or-
So
from whatever they captured.
correct. So I think that is what makes
Yeah.
the difference now is because you are literally as if you're there. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You're watching it from beginning to end. And that's what really touches people is because it's just like, whoa, wait a minute. You're videoing this. What the fuck are you doing?
We're watching.
You're
it.
rather hold a fucking phone
Then
than put your hand in and say something and do
That, but
something.
in certain cases,
Well,
that's
some certain
important.
cases it's
That's
impossible.
important.
It's very important. I don't give a damn it was 3 cops on Floyd's neck. One of y'all motherfuckers could have came
That
over
was
there and
a-
knocked
would
his
you-
head
That
in.
was,
Would
well,
you
that was a
have stepped in?
woman's camera.
Would you have stepped in?
Yes.
That was a 17-year-old girl.
That was a
made
girl.
video.
That was a girl that was taking the
Correct.
17.
17. But you also
She was scared.
if
Did
you-
not know what
if
the fuck
you
to
watch
do.
the
But
video-
she had enough sense to stand there
with
and
pull her
film
phone
that
out.
shit.
Exactly.
very correct. But if you also watched it as she panned, you saw grown folks
Standing there.
standing there.
Watching.
You wouldn't
The
even
same
stop 2
thing-
kids
I'm
fighting.
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes,
right
I
now.
would.
Wow,
If it was
how
a
many
show.
grown
Now,
people you want to stop the police?
Okay,
The
but wait,
police,
I'm
not
gonna
just
tell
the
you right
regular
now.
guy and the girl
I'm
fighting.
a
the
black.
police.
I'm a black man that looks exactly like the nigga they got on the floor with their
Right.
knee on his neck.
Right.
I can't walk over there with 2 kids that I gotta go home to.
which is very true.
I can't go over there and do that.
Which is very
I look
true.
just
There were
like
other
him.
black
But
police officers
Other
out there
officers
while
that were
this was
standing
playing.
right
Okay, well, yeah,
there.
that's their
But that's
job.
a
Me as a
brotherhood, right?
citizen, I'm paying
Yeah.
them
It's a
by
brotherhood.
taxes
Yeah,
to do
for
their
sure.
fucking
Hey,
job.
I
Not
don't
for me
like
to go over there and risk my life and be like him now.
And have your kids not have
It's the
access.
same.
Right.
The police are the same as a gang, right? If we in a gang and again we do some shit, he's not going to tell him.
Yeah, I'm not telling
Nor
shit
will
on
a
him.
cop tell his brother.
He's wrong as a motherfucker.
I
I'm not telling
understand.
him.
It's bullshit.
But I also believe that they didn't think that. I also believe that those cops that were standing by did not think it would go
gonna go
like
like
Hey,
that.
he said something to him a couple times. He said, "Hey man,
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, in the
It
moment,
was rookies.
They was
of the
pussy.
time,
They-
you know, it's
they
like,
let that happen.
it's not gonna go that far, and then it went that far.
It would
But then think about even too the black lady that did say something to her counterpart that she was out with. They fired that woman.
Yo, if
Part of
you
the gang.
listen,
Because
if
of the
you-
I'm gonna
brotherhood.
kick you out my gang if you
Yeah.
snitch on
If
me.
You have the blue blood brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like you got the Crip
like
Brotherhood, the
Crips and
Bloods,
Bloods.
everything. Everybody's a brotherhood. This is so I
The
Coming into the
Aryan
brotherhood
Nation
understand
does
why
not
they
make
do
it
it.
any less.
The
of a
Aryan
brotherhood.
Nation is the
Yeah.
brotherhood when
Yeah.
you playing.
I understand
Yes,
why they
that's-
do it.
It's a
I hate
fancy
it.
word for gang.
Come on.
It sucks, but we came up with this no snitching policy.
Which is very true, but
And now
as
when the
the
cops is using it, we got an issue with it.
correct.
And get some t-shirts.
But that is
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
the generation has to
You
change
gotta
its
figure out
self.
how to allow
But
the-
where is your humanity? Where is your dignity? You're still a
Listen,
black man.
I understand.
Before
what
you're
you're
anything else,
saying.
before
I
you put that
understand.
badge on, before you put those clothes on, before you put
Absolutely.
that damn Kevlar on, you were still a black man.
I get you.
Why would you stand there and watch another black man lose their life?
I get you. We watch other black men lose their lives every day in the hood.
I watch
no
them
shit.
kill blood.
Why you
Everybody
we watch it every day, yo? Like
Same
it ain't
shit.
right either side, but we can't pick and choose when we wanna
Right.
uphold
Right.
what we trying to uphold.
Right. People get killed every day, B. You
Where
know what I'm
is
saying?
your
This niggas,
humanity?
no, real shit, right? This niggas get killed
Come on,
every
B.
day.
Humanity.
And ain't that
It's
nigga I'm
something
with?
that-
I'm not gonna snitch on my brother.
I just, I'm like, it ain't from my part of this.
Yeah, I don't see no Black Lives Matter marches when Pookie killed Ray Ray. I don't see it.
No, because Pookie and Ray
Because
I don't see it.
the Black Lives
But change
Matter
that.
is actually fighting for that to change too.
No. Okay, well if that's the case, then they need to be out there every time Pookie killed Ray Ray, not every time Officer such and such killed
The murder rate in Atlanta is up.
such and
Yes,
such.
it very much
Murder in
is.
Chicago,
Look
Detroit.
at the 7-year-old that was just
St.
killed.
Louis.
Even
Oh,
though
yeah.
she was not purposely
Oh,
aimed for, those were just free bullets.
Free
bullets flying.
Flying.
And that is what the movement is actually for, is to stop the violence, period. Not just cops on blacks. No. It's all in general.
How do we stop it?
Your Tim's that, son.
I don't know, right?
It's more of a maturity level. It is. It's more of a maturity level for you to realize what you're doing is fucking stupid. Go sit your ass down.
So why are these people killing each other?
Right.
Ignorance. Immaturity.
But the ignorance comes from where, right? Because if I can't eat, right? If I don't have a job, I don't have an education, I can't make no money but hustle. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make my bread to take it home.
Which is very true, but you can also get off your ass and do what needs to be done as far as go get a job, go do what you gotta do, go get you an education. The doors are open.
But people
It's what
don't
you
know
do.
that. People don't know that.
Yeah, it did.
Which is very true, and that's why I mean, as far as maturity level, if I am going to sit here and see, okay, this young man is struggling, let me see what I can do to open the door for him. Which you have people out there that do that, but you also have ignorant young men that sit there and have their pride so much in their ass to where they sit there and say, I don't need your help.
But listen, you have but you have, again, when you talk like that, you have to talk to the people that are the masses, right? So you have to talk to people that are in poverty.
Which is very
The
true.
people that are in poverty come from a single parent household where the mother doesn't work. And I'm talking about the 10, right?
Or a father. You have
Nobody
father
works,
homes.
right? Nobody works, right? So nobody is stressing the issue to that kid. Like, man, you can be something. You just go read this book. You can do better, right? Nobody teaching. They saying, hey, man, we gotta eat. We need money. And that's it. So that's why we're killing, right? So until they put jobs where, I hate the word defund the police, but until they redirect that money back into programs to where people can excel and do better, put them in a trade school, like teach them a way to make money. Until they learn, if you don't know how to make money, I'm gonna take the money.
I think that's a great idea, but I think it's even deeper than that because you can fund all that stuff, but really it's about will people even show up to it, even if it
Wood
exists.
is there. People who wasn't like people that was going to school, like people that was on this, the people that was on this like relief, like when
But
they
he
go to school.
finally chose to do it. You have people who choose to keep going down the path they're on.
But why?
Because that's what they're used to. That's what they're comfortable
Correct.
with.
Correct.
Until someone is ready to break that cycle, you can't make that person
Listen,
break
once-
the cycle.
once-
And that's what I mean.
You
Is
have to know.
the opportunities are out there.
You have to show them because I didn't know nothing about going outside of Detroit until I moved to Georgia, right? Never traveled outside of Detroit until I moved to Detroit. Until I moved to Georgia. So people, we all have that crab in the barrel mentality. That's all I saw.
But
right?
what made you choose?
Well, and
A friend of mine pulled me out.
in light of what she said with Nipsey,
Somebody pulled me out.
when
It wasn't me.
Somebody showed you
Hold
the
on,
door.
let Kev's make his
when,
point.
when Nipsey put all those resources in the hood, guess what happened? Everybody flourished and went towards those resources because they never had them before.
And again,
He
this-
opened
that they were
businesses.
needed.
he
That's the
opened
subject that I'm
stores, he
saying. And
opened
somebody was
things, like-
there to show them the door. It is you that have to take that step to
and
go
walk
open
through.
that door.
Yep.
Right.
That's
So
all
it's like
I'm saying.
I could be here. You may not show up.
Just like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him
They
drink.
gonna show up.
Absolutely.
They're gonna show up if you
They
bring
gonna
them
show
here.
up. I promise you. they gonna show
Again,
up.
when these kids out of school for this virtual schooling and they was normally used to eating at school breakfast and lunch, they say, hey, we'll put a bus out here. Y'all come get y'all breakfast and lunch from us. Them kids went, did they? Because they had to eat. So same thing. If
But it's not the same.
It
Because,
is.
no. You're talking about necessity over something that's opportunity,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Necessity. Everybody has got to eat. We all got to drink. Like
So you
that's
can't afford to feed
necessity.
their kids.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if I don't get on this bus, ain't no telling when I'm eating.
If I live in a neighborhood that don't have a gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a rec center.
Mhm.
But somebody comes in and say, I'm gonna build a rec center for you kids to come.
That's half the kids
You
off the street
think
selling
people ain't
drugs.
gonna go there?
There's
Half the
something-
kids off the street selling drugs.
Yes or no?
At least
I feel-
50%.
Yes or no?
Off the
I
street
feel like
selling
it's a
drugs.
rec center over in Adamsville that people do not go to right now
How do we know that though?
because I've been there.
That's not no up,
No,
right?
no, no. I'm telling you, just
I feel
from, I'm telling
passionate
you,
about
just
this
from, just
because
from my
I grew up through
perspective.
it, so I feel passionate.
I feel passionately about it too
I
because
do too. I
for-
grew up
hold
with
on.
a Boys and Girls Club
So-
over in my neighborhood in Compton, like literally next to my
People
elementary
went there?
school. Yes, honey.
Did they close it?
No, it's still open.
People
When I
still
go
go?
home, yes.
Them people are good,
When
right?
I go home, I see it still right there next to my elementary school,
But
and I'm
these
like, there's
urban
still,
areas are
there's,
expanding.
but still, there's a need. And so when that need is there, that the opportunity is there, people are gonna come.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's
So we're not
saying.
disagreeing.
That's what he's saying. I was making the point of like there's actually a lot of programs that are available
Mhm.
that people do not take advantage of.
And a lot of times, I think people, a
Give me
lot
one.
of them may not know.
Give me a program that you think people don't take advantage
I'm just saying, just for like from my perspective, when I moved to Georgia, like I said, I used to work with a lot of nonprofit programs on the South Side, trying to help like young Black people get exposure to shit. I was getting them like tickets. Most of them have never been to a sporting event. Most of them have never been to a museum.
A
Most of them
musical-
had never left their neighborhood.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I understand it. And so we had this conversation the other day about how I didn't realize that the way that I grew up was so different than everybody else because I lived in like a whole little bubble until I moved to St. Louis, and then I was like, oh, people, what's that? They living different out here. Like I had no idea. I had no idea that it existed in the world because I grew up in small town Texas and small town Kentucky, small town South Carolina, where everybody, the neighborhoods I lived in and were exposed to, everybody was kind of doing the same thing. And I had no idea. I had no idea until I got to St. Louis and they were busing kids from the city to the county. And I said, whoa, I didn't know. But then once I knew, I said, this shit ain't right.
Right.
This is not right. It's not right that like, I have access to so much, and these kids have never experienced it.
Right.
I met kids in high school that couldn't even read the word "the."
That's where the census come in. People don't fund the census. That's where the money don't get funded to them.
Okay. Next thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's too. We good.
That'll take the whole.
Lord have mercy.
You grew up in different worlds,
Yeah. No. Like.
And I think all of us, in a census, all of us grew up something different.
Yeah.
I definitely grew up in a completely different world.
I grew up in a different world.
And we grew up in the same, and we still grew up in different worlds.
My poor box.
Oh yeah, if you ask somebody 3 blocks over from you, if you're in Crown Heights or you started in Brownsville, what side of the block you live on?
Exactly.
That determines
Yeah,
on how far down the nose they look at you.
Exactly.
You from
Exactly.
Brownsville.
Exactly.
You got cooties.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about.
So that's what I'm saying. All of us have some type of story on how we grew up.
Verifiable.
I asked her the other night. I said, she said, I'm gonna get her in trouble. I said, can you fight? She said, hell yeah. I said, okay, bitch, we good. Don't matter what I say.
Scrap now.
All right.
Scrap.
Number 3. We gotta move on.
Y'all, we gotta move on, y'all. It's number 3.
Number three is the invention of OnlyFans.
Oh, yes. I don't know nothing about it, but I hear about it. I don't know nothing about it.
It's the best topic all day.
Oh, OnlyFans, y'all.
Fuck boy.
Hey, what was her name?
No. Hold on.
What was her name on OnlyFans?
Boy.
What was the OnlyFans thing?
Everybody got one.
Funny.
Tasha Jenkins.
Fluffy. Look, she got an OnlyFans.
She got OnlyFans.
Excuse me.
That was a
It's
joke.
a joke. It's not a joke. I subscribe to it. It's not a joke.
Oh! I'll put that 1995 and then
Wait a minute.
Hold on, now, seriously. Listen, 2020. This was the year of the pandemic. This was the year of everybody's business collapsing, everything getting shut down. And the harlots, the sex workers,
Jezebel.
Everybody gotta make some money.
the twerkers, they found a way to keep this shit
keep it
booming,
Because
yo.
if you think about it,
Come on.
if you
Y'all
think about it,
still
they gotta
wanna
make
see
some
what you
money.
wanna see.
Strip clubs got shut down, so majority of OnlyFans
So
are
who-
strippers.
so who-
They got to get their money too.
So who's really making this country go around? Like, them women ain't miss a beat.
But they
Them
never
40
have no
balls,
baby.
Them
Honestly,
they ain't miss a beat.
they've always been that way. They've always been resourceful, baby.
Women?
Then when I tell you,
Yeah.
this
Strippers.
The women, them hoes.
Women.
the women,
Women, period.
Harlots.
Women, period.
Harlots.
Yeah, they know how to make it.
Them harlots. Them little hussies. Them hussies.
So what is that? So what are y'all when y'all watching it?
I don't watch it.
What?
I'm not
What are
paying
men when y'all watching
I don't
it?
watch it.
I'm whatever you want. I'm whatever. What you call a man?
I'm not gonna pay nothing. I'm not
I'm
gonna
about
pay
to say
nothing.
she's
What do you
leaving.
call
Harlot watcher.
What do you call a man? I'm a harlot watcher.
I am too.
I'm a harlot
Hi, Mom.
observer.
Hi, mama. We like to watch harlots. Don't.
I don't look at OnlyFans.
But I mean, what is
You
the
got
difference
X2 free.
between
Oh, yeah, okay,
OnlyFans,
wait. Yeah,
that page, you know, the ex Craigslist? What's the difference in all of that though?
Nothing.
Exactly.
All the same.
All I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Listen.
What is the big difference besides OnlyFans? Yes, OnlyFans came out here in 2020, but you also had Backpage. You had the back. You had the
I can't fuck the girls on
the
OnlyFans.
ex Craigslist. They were selling their bodies on Craigslist.
You're right. I can't fuck them on OnlyFans.
Why you can't? They send out their address. They send you the cash app.
I'm not gonna pay that much money.
No, hang on. The
Yo.
free money is still sexual money because there is
Yo, time out.
offense. Yes, baby.
It is. still fantasy.
40 and
Yes,
free.
it is.
I'm a 40 and under. 40 and under.
40 a month or just 40?
Y'all who need $40, he said.
Hey, either I give you $40, we can go. You can go hang out, we have a good time.
Stop it.
You don't want.
Not 40.
Yeah.
Thank
I mean, I like the lavender, the smell of the lavender. Yeah, I don't really.
All right, what we on 2?
We're on
She
two,
said start.
and
We have to have
Second being
variety. Gotta have variety. That's
So
all.
number
I don't like
two.
that shit either.
The funny ones.
oh, we're doing the funny ones now, y'all.
Okay.
Oh, Jen.
Beer break.
Beer break.
Beer break. Beer 40.
Look at the can. Look at the can though. Gingerbread murder scene.
Oh.
Look at the cop growing up. Look,
The gingerbread
It
laid out.
Looks like iodine.
look.
Take
I
yours.
don't like this
Stain
stain.
it.
Oh, that's fire. Let me see
Oh,
that.
no.
That's
I
just
like
makeup.
that, yo.
Rotate the can. It's
Whoa.
awesome. Here you go, baby.
Oh, my man is.
You got the gingerbread cop.
It's
and
called
the
gingerbread murder scene.
Okay, let's show the fans.
Show the
y'all.
fans.
Yeah, close up.
Oh,
That's this one.
Y'all, it's
Like-
gingerbread murder scene, y'all. So seriously.
Gingerbread murder scene. Oh, baby. You know what
I'm talking about you got the lady crying because the gingerbread man is dead and the cop.
I drink this shit.
But look at the cop in the back throwing up, y'all. I'm talking about, okay. I'm sorry. Wait.
Show the people the
I
stage.
haven't shown you again.
Yeah, it's on nothing.
Sorry.
Harlot Spotlight.
The harlot spotlight.
He's recommending a Harlot Spotlight
Oh, I like
every
it.
week.
I like that.
Okay.
I like it.
What do y'all think?
Who's your Harlot of the week?
Oh, harlot of the week. Come on.
This is personal, so I
What's
can't
that?
really say.
Oh,
What's
yes,
that?
you can.
Why did you suggest
You
it?
ain't gotta say
You
that.
suggested,
Well, I mean,
but you don't want to call out no name?
What's a harlot?
All of them.
A thought.
What's y'all thought of the week?
Let's say
That's Jezebel.
Let's think about it.
Okay.
Come up with a holiday video.
Beer break.
All right.
Beer
so
break.
This is gingerbread murder scene.
Like some old cold.
It's an imperial style. Y'all are gonna hate it.
Yes.
Ginger, allspice, cinnamon,
Smell like
clove,
Jaeger already?
nutmeg,
What?
and vanilla.
What is it again?
Ginger, allspice, cinnamon, clove,
my
nutmeg, and
favorites.
vanilla.
And just think of like,
I love that
sweet
the
potato pie.
gingerbread
No.
policeman is throwing
No.
up
They
Sweet
look
potato
like
pie.
Y'all,
Y'all
look
look
how
like
thick this is, y'all. Look how thick.
Oh, it's not bad. It tastes like root beer.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't take, oh God.
Oh, God.
Ah, Jesus!
Oh.
I drink
Mm.
real good.
I don't like it.
Oh.
I like stouts, but I wasn't
No.
really a fan of that. I don't like it.
That was a murder scene. Mm.
But you know what? I will tell you this. Pour this over some ice cream, it would be banging.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yes, it would be.
Uh-uh.
Yes, it would be. Listen, yes, it would
No.
be.
Okay.
I love you.
You ever had affogato?
Where we at? 2?
Affogato?
Yeah, hold on.
You
We
know,
on
ice
two.
cream, espresso poured over it.
We on 2.
That's
Hold on, let me
We're
read
doing
some of
the funny
Angel's.
ones.
Angel's saying, y'all forgot your resolution was to grow your edges and lose weight.
Child.
Men,
My edges
My
started
edges-
growing.
men with no cars
wrote
still.
that?
She
Angel.
did.
No,
Men,
I stole it.
Ain't no have that shit to do with her time. She
men,
looking
men
at
with
shit,
no
talking
cars
shit.
still got every pair of Jordans.
Come on.
People still screaming, sorry for your loss.
Sorry for your loss.
It's lost.
The dog is not gone.
LOS.
The-
Wait, he's not
I don't like
LOST?
that one. That wasn't
He's
nice.
he apparently to the people he is.
That wasn't
LOS.
nice.
I can't find him. He's
Yeah,
LOST.
he's gone.
Sorry for your
Yeah.
loss.
Lost. It's
Oh,
lost.
he ran away. I mean, he died. He didn't run away.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Lost.
Gotcha.
When you lose something versus
Yeah.
the
I
thing
mean,
that
he
is
just-
lost.
I thought he ran away.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Lord, have
He's
mercy.
been drinking the vaccine.
He's been
Yeah,
drinking
he
the
been
vaccine.
drinking
I
She's
didn't-
like-
yo, I
he
drank the
vaccinated,
vaccine.
y'all.
She says,
They didn't even shoot me with that
motherfuckers
drink.
had gender reveal parties, but they can't
That's
reveal
why I
their
had
baby
a-
daddy.
Oh, Lord, just go. Child.
People still don't know the difference between there, or there. Or want
Stop,
and
hang on.
won't.
Hang on. Listen, this is a thing for me that stresses me out. When I'm reading things on the cellular machine that say when, where, and where, or there, and there, and it's not right placement, it aggravates my whole spirit. Because it tells me that you didn't pay attention to school. So with my children, education is pivotal. I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit. You're going to learn. And you're going to learn how to say things right and be articulate and understand placement. When I read things that are misplaced, there, and there, when I see there and you talk about there, I'm like this. Oh my God, why? Please, y'all, do better,
Yes.
America.
We're gonna
Don't
do
text
better.
me.
Please do better.
Don't
Oh,
text
Jesus.
me.
All of us do
Yeah, all
better.
his shit gonna be wrong.
Yeah.
And then
Just
apparently,
do
and then Meg Thee Stallion is showing
She's a boy.
thoughts how to follow their dreams.
She's a boy. Oh, she is.
Is she the thought of the week?
She's a
Is
boy.
she the harlot of the week?
Wait, hold on. Nigga Stallion is a boy?
I think she is.
No,
A
she's not a
stallion-
boy.
A stallion,
A stallion is a male.
It is a male, but she's
And
not
I
a
brought
boy.
that up in my group chat. I was like, yo, she's cute, but we gotta
That
talk about
face,
it.
she look like a dude. That's pretty.
Maybe that's why Tory Lane shot her ass. Like, nigga, get the fuck back. And he shot her,
Did
right?
y'all see that video with the dude?
I have
with the
nothing
dude
to
from
do
New
with
Orleans in the car with his.
nobody else.
We do not condone gun violence.
But wait,
on
no.
top-
Yeah, no,
Wait
I'm
a
joking.
minute. So in all actuality, there was a video circulating not too long ago, and I don't know if it's in my messages or not. But there was a dude from New Orleans in the car with his girlfriend, and they're driving and they're just talking, and the girlfriend says, "Oh yeah, I can't wait until I get this money. Da 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 da. I can finally get my surgery, get my sex changed. Da da da." And the dude is like, "What?" Like he's like not even paying. He's like, "Hey, shut the fuck up. Stop playing with me, bro. You know, like stop playing with me." And she's like, "Nah, and I'm for real." Da da da. And this girl has boobs and everything. She's like, "No, I'm really gonna get a sex." So it's like, "Yo, you really got a dick? Like, what's up?"
Listen.
And he's like, "Yeah." The girlfriend's like, "Yeah."
I'm gonna say that right now.
It's on Facebook.
I swear to God, when I find it, I will.
No.
But, so he's like, "Yeah."
Hip-hop need
The
a-
girlfriend is like, "Yeah," and she's like, and he's like,
Admit the
"Let me
strategy.
see." And the dude's like, "Let me see." She was like, "Okay," and she pulls out
Yo, hip-hop is everything.
her thing, and he's like,
And that's what
Now she gotta go.
"That's why we're not having. That's why we haven't had sex. Is because I thought it was because she was a good girl."
This is on
No, okay, so
Facebook.
let me have this
Fine.
please, because I'm part of the LGBTQ community.
You swear all of them.
Our people,
You missed a couple.
that's fine. I can keep. It's a whole lot of
They
them.
keep
Keep
A lot of them
adding them on.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, they
I
keep
know
adding
where
them
I know
on.
where I'm at. Okay, and some of my
You got your level.
people. I
You
got
the
mine
L.
and a
You
couple
got
of
the
them.
L.
You got your level.
I got the L.
You L.
Hey, however, it is never okay to mislead somebody and have them under the guise of the falsehood of who you are. If you are a transitional male or female, be honest, because that'll save you drama and your family drama and potentially the person that you're looking at. Because guess what? I may be a man, okay, but I may do very well as a woman, okay? There's some out here that you cannot tell the difference, even up close to person, okay? And so,
That's why I
again,
grab my
it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Okay, Donald.
I didn't know.
It doesn't matter.
I understand.
That,
I
listen, no.
get it.
Hang on. It doesn't matter that that person is
That's why you can't
who they are. What matters is the transparency that they're offering the person or the people that are around them. You gotta be on 100% clear about who you really are. So you give that person the opportunity to make a decision. What the fuck is going on?
Oh my God!
Is you okay?
He took the motherfucking vaccine, goddamn. I'm sorry.
Like he actually spit something out. Anyway,
It did. I saw it.
But
Here.
very much so in what you're saying. But you have individuals that are not comfortable with coming out of that closet.
Because of the fear of retaliation and being
Correct.
Okay, but you can't
I mean,
be
that's-
tricking motherfuckers in that process, though.
No!
Throw your ass in there.
You got men and women doing the same thing.
You got men and women
Think
doing
about
it.
it. If you were
Men and
dating this man,
I'm not happy.
you could be dating this man for years on years.
Y'all so
And this man, you know, disappears or he's doing a lot of
You got red one on your
thoughts, you know, something that just don't seem right.
Don't wipe on your right
And they
shirt.
eventually turn out to
Undershirt, it's an
be,
undershirt.
you know, undercover. They tend to be undercover. Those are still individuals that are scared to come out, but you just still wasted my damn time.
You mess with him?
Hell no.
Right.
You gonna be my friend all damn day, cause one thing about it, a woman is always gonna have a gay man on her side.
I don't know.
I'll put on research. Okay.
It's not even so much that. It's more like just being transparent. Like, I'm very transparent. I let everybody know this is who I am.
Oh yeah, we know.
I like what I like.
We're doing a
I
shit
do what I do.
Sophia.
But what I don't want is for someone to mislead me or to mislead someone else, because guess what? Sometimes really fucking shitty things happen.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate. People end up dead
Yes.
because you don't give that person the opportunity to make a clear
Yeah.
decision about listen, there's a lot of people that are like, I don't give a fuck, it's all right. But you gotta give them the choice. don't be deceptive in it. And also, there's nothing wrong with who you are.
But now,
There's
wait a minute.
Nothing wrong with
Wait a
who you
minute.
are.
What happens when you do give them that choice?
Then you can say yes or
That's
no.
their choice. They're supposed to have that
If
choice.
they tell you no,
or
I'm straight
no.
all damn day.
And
then,
then
you walk up in the spot one day and he all hugged up with this one.
No, okay.
No, fuck you on that.
But y'all scenarios are different. Y'all scenarios are different.
What just happened?
If a
Yeah.
motherfucker,
I just heard
don't give me the
No.
You
Because I'm like, if you were born a woman and you have somehow convinced me a man and I find out that you're a fucking woman, I'm
livid.
No.
I'm livid.
seriously.
It's
What
gonna be a
she's
problem.
saying.
No, she's
I'm
saying
going
off
give
scenarios
me
are
the
different.
choice up
I'm
front.
going off of
If
what
you
her
are
saying, being
transitioning, let me know
transparent.
that up front.
Right.
Letting people know.
Her transparent would be a woman that she's messing with that still fucking with a dude. Compared, no?
No. That's
So to answer this question then, how can, as a lesbian woman, how can somebody trick you?
I don't know what just happened.
Because if
That's
you were a
everything
man
just got-
transitioning to be a woman,
Yes. And it's
I
time
met
to
you
get
as
down.
a woman,
And I got work
and
to
you
do.
still have body parts of a man.
I don't want that dick. I don't.
Oh,
Sorry,
damn.
y'all. I don't want that dick.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
you should
alright.
listen.
We're
You
tough.
beautiful and gorgeous.
We're
You got a dick.
tough.
Now we got a problem.
Okay.
Because I'm looking for.
All right.
Pussy.
Wait. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
trying to hit you with the dick.
Wait.
I'm trying to hit you with the dick.
Okay.
Zero dick.
Okay.
At all.
Oh.
Can we
Don't
pour?
be having
next.
this conversation.
Pour, please. Pour, please.
Please, next.
Pour,
Look,
pour.
Why you
We're on
going
number
higher?
two. So number two was, it's another sad one, was like,
No.
2020 was a fucking sad
2020
year.
was fucked up.
For some of y'all.
For the
For me,
most,
it was.
for most
Okay,
of
okay,
us.
okay, can we just do
I think
this
for
quick?
most of us, I
Can
think
you do
2020 just really fucking
Some of
sucked.
y'all
Like the
goals.
So
two, just
no,
bullet.
we'll talk about it at the end,
Okay.
about our goals for next year.
Got it.
So the number two was the death of Chadwick Boseman.
Sad, bro.
What's number one? What's number one? What's number one? What's
Very
number one?
sad.
Yeah.
We have to at
Well,
least just like
Okay,
Wakanda.
yeah. What's number one? What's number one?
Him and my brother have the same birthday. Shout out to PS2.
Alright, PS2.
Yeah, well, actually, he's
Yeah.
PS3.
Alright, PS3.
I was really sad about that because I felt like Chadwick played so many iconic black roles.
He did,
yes,
that
he
was,
did.
That was for a reason.
That
Well,
was
he,
for a
he
reason.
did it even
Yes.
with cancer.
That was
So
for a
my
reason.
brother's cancer, he's
Survivor.
and now it's just
Survivor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a survivor
Yeah.
of it, and I'm
What's up,
so
man?
grateful.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
so glad. This
All right.
happened.
And then number one was the
OnlyFans.
Shut up, boy.
Oh,
Go to bed.
that
None
was
of y'all wrong.
that was my number one.
Right, you made
Oh,
mama sign off.
Oh, in this house.
So number one was the explosion of podcasts and
Ooh,
streaming
yeah.
shows.
Hey!
Yo, look, we in
Oh,
the
yeah.
house every day. We gotta fucking talk and get this shit out of us. So yes,
And we want to share it with all of you fine people.
we got an opinion.
I don't
Everybody,
give a fuck.
yes, you do,
Oh.
nigga.
You give a fuck. That's why you
I'd
just
like
have
to.
to take
I'd like to start controversy.
We don't have the restrictions of most networks, so we can say what the hell we want to say.
Go to bed.
This is an open table, open forum. Y'all say what y'all gotta say. We'll say what we gotta say.
No, you're right. Podcasts have been like.
Everybody has something to say. Everybody has something they want
Do
to
you think
share.
people be real what they say?
I think yeah. I think
No.
you don't think people are real?
No.
No.
It's,
I think that
everybody's
people-
entertaining. It's like me. Alright, look. I got the moniker. It's niggas hitting my fucking inbox. Like, hey, you Kev, the fuck boy? I have the moniker of the fuck boy
Right,
because I speak my fucking truth.
right.
Everybody gonna speak their truth.
I agree.
I'm a fuck boy.
You're right about that, though.
That's
Everybody
true.
gonna speak their truth.
I
Look, I
speak
don't.
my truth
I'm
every
no
day,
longer
all
a
day.
fuck boy. I'm a reformed fuck boy.
Oh, you just graduated, baby. Bless
How
your
long you been
heart.
in
I
recovery?
don't know. I
About
think it's a Lefford. All the
2 days.
I was about to say you ready yet? Because you don't seem
About 3
that
hours
recovered.
and 75
Right.
minutes.
In the last
He
10
get it
minutes,
out.
in the last 10 minutes, he's been reformed.
lies.
No,
Okay.
that
Try
sounded
again.
that sounded like some bullshit.
Everybody lie. Everybody lie.
Hey, I told you. We
Everybody lie.
Everybody does tell lies.
It's fuckery. We don't do.
Yeah.
Especially my children.
So do you all have any favorite podcasts that you all listen to?
Yes.
Joe Budden. I like Joe Budden.
I like Joe Budden.
Okay.
He's the best.
I like Ratchet and Respectable.
Don't know it.
No,
I'm gonna check it
no.
out now. I like Cocktails and Conversation.
I like them as
I
well. No,
I was waiting
no,
for
no,
y'all.
no, because there is a cocktails and conversation.
That's not us.
That's not us. It's
Right.
cocktails and
We're cocktails
conversations.
and convos.
We are cocktails and combos.
I like that
There's a
nigga
different
Teron.
Oh.
He alright.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
That nigga cool.
Let's go to
Did he
bed.
get canceled?
Fuck no. Who gonna check me, boo?
Did he get his
Who gonna
contract?
check me?
Did he get his contract signed?
Hell no.
Don't worry, hey, 2021, you don't see
We
me.
gotta wrap this shit
Hey,
up.
don't see me.
Yeah, we wrapping this up.
So cheers to the fucking New Year's 2021.
I'm
After
licking.
I'm
the
licking.
cheers, I want to hear
All
like
over
your
the fucking macaroni. You leaking on the macaroni, goddamn.
Take that. Take that.
That's straight. Just
Y'all.
straight. Just straight.
trade the cup.
No, I'm gonna keep giving it to her.
Happy New Year's, guys.
Come on.
Cheers
Okay.
to 2021.
Goals. Oh, we gotta actually sip the show.
Yes.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Hopefully I'll see y'all next year.
And my birthday is on Tuesday.
Mine is on
My
Monday.
birthday is next Friday.
Mine's Monday.
I ain't telling y'all what mine is.
It's soon.
It's soon.
He's right in there.
There's a lot of Capricorn over after over.
But
Right,
I
baby.
do accept Cobras.
And Brooklynite.
I take Cash App. I take Zelle. Sure
And
do.
she take me.
All right, Citra. Final words and goals for next year.
I'm not gonna be a part of the stereotype. I am not going to sit here and say these are my goals because a lot of people sit here and say New Year's resolution, and it lasts for
2
days.
resolution and a
That's
goal.
how I go.
too,
I should-
think.
Goal and resolution different.
which is very
That's
true.
why I say
My
goals.
goal is to strengthen and build my business bigger than what it is.
Okay.
My business is actually starting officially in a shop on
Over
Saturday.
there, tell people.
On Saturday.
Tell people.
Lasting Royal Locks is officially in a shop on Saturday. Hit me if you want to retwist, get your crown,
I'm first.
polished.
Get my
You ain't
locks
got no damn
tomorrow.
locks, boy.
I do lock starting.
No.
That's starting locks too. So
Okay.
my goal is to strengthen and enlarge my business, push further as to I want a house.
Okay.
I'm gonna be for real about it. I want a house. So 2021,
with that shit.
2021, y'all, I want a house.
I'm gonna check with you and June about that.
Sure will,
I'm
and I'm
cooking turkey
pushing.
wings in the oven for you on the first night.
Hey, we gonna have a whole house
I'm gonna
warming.
save you.
Okay, we gonna do.
Yes, brother.
First,
I'm gonna
my
say that motherfucker.
once I get in the house, we're gonna do our first episode out of Cocktails and Convos in my house.
Let's say it.
Should I hold my
Come on,
breath?
Kevin.
Your turn. We're going.
Do it now.
Oh,
Punch it.
well, I ain't planning on having no goals when I came here, but I guess I gotta come up with something.
Oh,
Alright, so look,
Do we need to come back to you?
alright, in 2020, I was trying to be less of a fuckboy.
Oh, bless your heart.
It ain't working,
It
is it?
didn't work.
Okay.
So in 2021, I'm gonna be more of a fuckboy. I'm gonna ramp it up.
Ramp it up.
You do it.
I'm gonna be hard on your harlots.
Fuck boy,
I'm letting y'all know
rabbit.
right
On the
now.
heart.
I'm hard on your harlots.
I feel like 2021, he's gonna meet a woman that's gonna wreck his fucking
War.
life.
I thought that happened in 2020 and it didn't. So listen,
Shots
we've been taking this up. We're taking this up a couple of
Don't
points.
you feel like
She
you
coming.
need to say something? Come
She
on.
coming?
Come on, shots fired.
She better wreck it in a good way.
Hey, wait, you over here.
You'll see it.
Ignore him.
Ignore him. Best friend, you gotta take a step back.
No,
Come on, the
No,
kids.
but-
I don't let him break
Come
a lot
on,
of
the
shit.
kids.
So I would,
No.
if he gets his heart broken, that's fine.
No, I wasn't even saying
All
that.
right,
I
your
was
turn.
only,
Come on, dog.
no, I was
Count
speaking
money.
only positivity.
Fuck
That
the count money.
he was
I know.
gonna meet a woman that changed his fucking
Oh
life.
yeah, nah.
I wasn't saying like, hey, get your heart broken because you know. No, I wasn't saying nothing. Positivity.
I'm open to that challenge, but it ain't gonna.
Fuck all count money.
You gotta actually
It's
be
gonna
open
happen.
to it.
You gotta be open to it.
You gotta actually be open.
No, I was open to it for the
Okay,
whole
all right.
2020. I
Yeah,
just said that.
come on.
Alright,
Y'all
so I'm gonna piggyback on
Fuck all
Sid.
count money?
Huh?
Oh.
I'm about to pop.
Boy, get your ass.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna do the
Hey, okay.
Time to
So,
fuck
I'm gonna piggyback off Sid, and I'm gonna say grow my business. Focus more on my business, and since 2020, quarantine showed me that I can do this. You know, I can do this, and I've been pushing myself more and more to go outside the box and do different things this year. And so I want to do that a lot more. I would like to get into a shared kitchen. I would like to also own my own home. I would like to also Dare I say relationship?
Girl,
Say it if you.
If it happens, speak it out.
I'm just saying.
If that's what
Speak
you
it
Dare
out.
I say it?
Distance.
I don't normally say
Fuck boy hush.
But
fuck them niggas.
Y'all live.
I'm sorry.
If
Fuck boy hush. Sit
I
back,
don't
boy.
know. I don't really know.
if that's what you want,
I really don't know.
Speak,
I don't
speak
know.
it into existence.
We ain't
My
going.
best friend gonna have her own business, her own house, and her own dick. Husband? Her own husband. Yeah.
Not next year, because she ain't met the nigga yet.
Nah,
And
she
she
gonna have
he
it
don't
next
get to
year.
have my sister in 1 year.
okay, I need everybody to take a step back and let people
That's
just
her
be.
life.
That's
Right.
That's her life.
Let her.
Yeah.
You can't tell her what to do.
Okay,
All right. Come on, Bev.
Come on, Bev.
Uh-oh, Bev.
Here we
I know
go.
what Bev wants. I want the same thing Bev wants.
Them hoes.
Don't encourage.
Stop fucking them hoes, Bev.
I do not want a whore. I was like, you okay with it? What's going on with the dripping?
It's still.
Yo, listen.
It's moist.
Little wet
I'm
over
not gonna
here.
hate that word.
I would like to have a lot more
Mom logged
moisture.
off.
A lot more moisture in my life.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
Way more moisture.
Way more.
40 ball or more?
Oh.
Sprinkle me on it.
And I would also like to get our family successfully through this thing that we're going through currently. Because I ain't going to be good for a minute.
Yeah.
The kids probably going to be, some of them aren't going to be good as well. But it's going to take a lot of love for all of us, with all of us, to move forward. I don't know how to type. I can't type for shit, y'all. Hey, I'll tell you something. Listen, I want to be able to type like chicks that just be like talking and everything's absolutely right.
I got you.
I
I got
am
a
the
program on
fastest
the computer.
pecker in the fucking goddamn
No,
South.
I got a
These
computer.
2 fingers, along with the rest of them,
Oh,
do good work.
When you
No.
said peck, I thought something else.
Shut up.
You said fastest
See,
pecker.
pecking
I
them
was
all
like,
y'all.
Okay.
I don't have one.
I don't have a
like-
I'm not
computer
gonna use that.
program.
Wrap
But
it
no,
up.
Wrap it up.
I want to be able to
We need
fucking
music.
type
Okay.
and
Yeah,
be
we
able to be more fluid in how I do my
Like the
business
same
as far as administratively.
Okay, got you.
Like it.
Love
Got
it.
it.
Angel.
We're gonna get you a thing for your
Oh,
glasses.
Jesus.
No, my daughter's been trying to give me that. I'm like, no.
And for the
refuse.
kids.
And for kids.
Go.
Angel.
Love you.
I love that
For
song.
2021,
Um,
for 2021, I want to know who the fuck Angel is. I thought Angel's name was Nicole the whole year.
What had you shown up? You
You was absent 2 times. 2 times.
You gotta come for my sister.
Absent
Just once.
Okay.
2 times.
He was absent twice.
2 times.
He was on
Okay,
video.
wait. Okay, stop.
Don't count it.
Absent.
Family.
Absent.
Ooh, sheesh. Bring it in.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh Lord, Jesus, it's 10:30, y'all. I need a real drink. This ain't gonna work. Okay, so my goal,
Am I the only one that drink
I wanna do whatever it is I wanna do and go wherever I wanna go, and pretty much nothing's gonna stop me this year.
That's right.
All my children are grown.
Very nice.
My Frenchies are really doing their little thing. I love my little people, my little 4-legged children. They get on my nerves, but I want my kennel to definitely, yes,
She
produce
does.
these wonderful little
Frenchies.
French
Frenchies.
bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
Frenchies.
Really?
Little doggies.
Yes, I love them.
The Georgia
You
doggies.
got pups?
No, not
Not yet.
English bulldogs.
Frenchies.
French bulldogs.
What's the difference?
Google.
One
Yes.
is English and one is.
One has golden
English,
I know that.
English is like Georgia. Georgia bulldog.
Yes.
Those are English bulldogs.
Okay.
Trappy
Frenchies
is a
are
Frenchie.
little small, big-eared.
I need a Frenchie bulldog ASAP.
Yes, but anyway, so anybody that's got a Frenchie, yes, I'm a Frenchie mom. I love my babies. They get on my nerves.
With the Frenchies.
But to definitely get my kennel up and running. Come on, T. Wrap it up.
Angel's French kennel.
Y'all.
You know, yeah, and I learned a lot of things these past couple of months. So my goal, which I wasn't able to do this past year, I want to get at least 4 more rental properties. I want to have a couple of more business adventures that me and my couple of my partners have been dabbing into. Want to kind of grow those. And you know what I'm saying? I just need a hustle for every bill I got. You know what I'm saying? Every house pay for a bill. You know what I mean? Every hustle I got gotta pay for something. So that's my goal. Just keep growing, keep working for these white folks right now.
Amen.
Sucking up the game from them and putting it into myself.
Come on, Mom.
70.
Your turn.
Come on, big host.
Your turn,
Let's go. Let go.
Come on, girl.
Get some thoughts with
My OnlyFans page.
The hard way. So my OnlyFans.
Don't
got multiple my fans page.
It's called Shake Up Atlanta.
You will not, sir. No.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I got corporate accounts.
Shake it up.
She was just playing,
We
y'all.
don't edit that.
Johnny. Comedy style.
Edit.
It's live though.
It is. It's
It
fine.
is.
No, I'm just talking shit. No, so my goal for the year is really what I wanted to do last year, which was to expand to St. Louis, Phoenix with my business. I also want to
So you
get.
leaving us?
No, I'm staying here.
Okay.
Look, girl, I'm gonna hire a whole team.
She gonna hire them hoes for my y'all. That's how pimpin', baby.
Yeah.
Oh, they're my fans? Okay.
No. I try to not trade time for money. I try to, like that's.
No, that's what you do. Trade time for money.
Wait, okay.
No, that's
Edit.
what-
All right.
Come on, I do. I try to not trade time for money, but so I want to do that. I also want to get like a shake-up van.
Yes.
I've been talking about that. I was supposed to do that last year. I also want to get an event space. I wanted to do that by the end of last year, but now we're just gonna roll that over into 2021. And I just want to be a better person. I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better sister, a better mother.
Let me borrow $20
I'm all
friend.
tapped out on lending people. I'm tapped out on lending people money because people ruined that in 2020.
That's
Yeah.
75 cents.
I got you.
3/4. Okay.
Anything over $20, you're not getting.
Oh, I love you. 75 cents.
But yeah, I just want to be a better person in 21.
55.
Okay.
Lord.
Let's go.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We will see y'all next year.
Bye,
Love
guys.
you.
All right, guys.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year!
Mine is all gone. I'm sorry. I ain't got
Okay.
it in there no more. Okay, sister.